Chapter 90. Xiao Han followed Dongfang Qin and a dozen true disciples of the Pure Maiden sect to the Pure Maiden Hall. The current Pure Maiden sect master. Unspecified currency. Unspecified currency. Unspecified currency. Xiao Han had just entered the true Qi realm, so he didn't know any superb skills such as shrinking the ground into an inch and true Qi flying escape. Dongfang Qin accompanied Xiao Han with a smile and stood on the vast turtle shell, talking and laughing with Xiao Han. They flew away from the inner sect mountains. Not long after, Xiao Han saw a mountain in front of him soar into the sky like a sharp sword, piercing into the clouds. Auspicious clouds surrounded it, countless cranes and rocks were flying, and thousands of waterfalls were hanging down like jade dragons. Heavenly music was playing. Countless magnificent palaces were built on the mountain, flowers were blooming, there were green vines wrapped around old trees and birds were singing. The mountain was even more tranquil. This mountain peak was isolated from the bitter cold of winter, giving off a feeling of spring all year round. At the top of the mountain, a city in the sky was lifted up by an inexplicable magical power, floating in the depths of the white clouds. Junior brother Xiao Han, this is the Pure Maiden Hall that will never fall. Dongfang Qin's eyes flashed with respect. Let's go see the sect master. He will be very pleased to see you as a young hero. The spirit turtle disintegrated, and rays of divine light flowed into Xiao Han's true meridian. The two fell to the foot of the mountain. A long stone staircase wound up. Junior brother Xiao Han, retract your true Qi and walk up the stairs to show respect. Dongfang Qin said seriously. I understand, Xiao Han nodded. The two walked side by side and walked up the stairs. When they were halfway up the mountain, Xiao Han looked back. The mountain seemed to be under his feet and he felt a sense of pride. An hour later, the Pure Maiden Hall in the depths of the white clouds. In a quiet garden, Xiao Han saw the current Pure Maiden sect master. Xiao Han was stunned. In the garden there was a young man in a green shirt, about 23 or 24 years old. There was no true Qi fluctuation in his body. He was holding a nut in his hand and several young cranes were around him, using their beaks to wipe his clothes intimately, as if they were acting spoiled and fighting for the nut. A few canaries flew over from the treetops and stopped on his shoulders, chirping happily. He gave off a feeling of cleverness, standing aloof from worldly affairs. He did not look like a cultivator, nor did he look like the sect master of one of the top 5 sects in the Beacon Fire Empire, the Pure Cloud sect. Moreover, when Xiao Han looked at him, he felt as if he was standing right in front of him, but he was so far away. It was very surreal. Like flowers in the mirror or the moon in the water. Sect master, I have brought junior brother Xiao Han here. Dongfang Qin said respectfully with a look of deep admiration in his eyes. With that said, Dongfang Qin nudged Xiao Han, who was dumbfounded, with his elbow. Oh, greetings, sect master. Disciple Xiao Han pays his respects. Xiao Han hurriedly said. But in his heart he was thinking, Sovereign looks so young, even younger than martial brother Dongfang by 1 or 2 years. Xiao Han, you don't have to be so polite. I already know what happened to you. You're not bad. In such a short period of time, you've advanced from a live target to the true Qi realm and shone brilliantly in the outer sanctum ranking competition. The sect master waved his hand slightly and the young crane and golden sparrow flew away. He turned around and looked at Xiao Han. He was young and handsome and he had a special temperament. It was an extremely moving temperament, as if the elegance and grandeur of heaven and earth were gathered on his body at the same time. Like the clear moonlight under the tranquil flowing water. Or like a jade tree made of snow. So calm. So natural. There was no fluctuation of true Qi in his body. Xiao Han secretly observed his life force, but he saw a shadow as deep as the sea. Unfathomable. What attracted people the most was his eyes. In his left eye, there were white clouds floating, and in his right eye, there was a drizzle lingering and warm. The sect master is too strong. Furthermore, I'm only a few meters away from him, but I can't lock onto his position. There's a feeling of distant mountains and nearby rivers, and the ends of the earth. So strong? He's even stronger than senior brother Fang and senior brother Dongfang. He's so much stronger. Could it be that he's also a demon hero? I think so. Xiao Han's mind was filled with thoughts. At this time Xiao Han suddenly felt that the vitality of his whole body, his hair, skin, muscles, bones, internal organs, and true acupoints were all seen by the sect master, and there was no place to hide. The demon egg in his heart and the demon emperor's palm tattoo on his left arm sent out extremely vigilant and dangerous signals. He didn't dare to move and shrank into a dead object. Cold sweat suddenly appeared on Xiao Han's forehead. He was afraid that his biggest secret would be seen through by the sect master. If that was the case, he would most likely be sentenced to death. The sect master nodded thoughtfully, retracted his gaze, and said with a faint smile, "Every inch of his flesh and blood is brimming with vitality. A very good young man. You've obtained a great fortuitous encounter. Your true acupoints are filled with ancient true qi." Phew, I wasn't discovered. Xiaohan breathed a sigh of relief. He hurriedly said, "Sect master is overpraising me. This disciple just has a bit of luck. No need to be modest. To have such achievements at such a young age, your future is limitless." The sect master laughed. "Xiaohan, you've become a true disciple of the Pure Rain sect. Congratulations, junior brother Xiaohan." Dong Fangqin said happily. "All right, Xiaohan, accompany me for a while." The sect master's temperament was not fierce, nor did he have any majesty. Instead, it gave people a feeling that it was very easy to get close to. "Yes, sect master." Xiaohan bowed slightly. As a result, Xiaohan and the sect master walked side by side in the garden with flowing water, and Dong Fangqin followed behind. "Xiaohan, you've just entered the true qi realm. If you have any questions, you can ask me. I will answer them." The sect master laughed. Well, Xiaohan didn't expect the sect master to be so easy to talk to. Immediately he thought for a moment and blurted out, "Sect master, when this disciple was in the flesh realm, he cultivated fist technique and blade Dao. Now that I've reached the true qi realm, this disciple doesn't know how to use fist technique and blade Dao with true qi. The martial skills and cultivation techniques learned in the flesh realm can't be integrated with true qi for the time being." And, the sect master nodded slightly, "This is very simple." After that, a book appeared in his hand and he handed it to Xiaohan. "I just need to read more books." Xiaohan took the book with both hands. "Martial Arts Flesh Realm and True Qi Realm Overview." It's not a martial arts book, but a book on the basic theories of martial arts. Xiaohan stored the book in his true acupoint. "Thank you, sect master, for giving me the book." Xiaohan thanked him again and again. "Sect master, this disciple had just opened his true acupoint and had a fortuitous encounter. I accidentally entered an ancient person's cave and received the spirit turtle true qi. This disciple's true acupoint was filled with spirit turtle true qi. What this disciple wants to ask is it possible for this disciple to cultivate a second true qi? Theoretically, it's impossible." The sect master replied. "Unless you disperse your spirit turtle true qi and cultivate true qi again. Otherwise, the foreign true qi will clash in your true acupoint, causing your body to explode and die. However, there are no absolutes in this world. There are some human martial artists with special physiques and bloodlines that can cultivate multiple true qi at the same time. There may be some secret cultivation techniques that can allow a person to cultivate multiple true qi, but these cultivation techniques are all treasures that are not easy to obtain. If that's the case, this disciple understands." Hearing this, Xiaohan felt a sense of loss. In other words, unless he dispersed the spirit turtle true qi, he could not cultivate other true qi. Xiaohan found it hard to disperse his true qi. Whether you disperse your true qi or continue to cultivate this spirit turtle true qi, Xiaohan, you decide for yourself. I will not interfere." The sect master squinted his eyes lazily and enjoyed the sunlight. "Xiaohan, if you show enough talent and merit in the future, I will consider teaching you the sect's secret manual." "Great 8 true qi, thank you, sect master." Xiaohan thought for a while and asked again, "Sect master, what's the matter with the evil hero?" This disciple once heard martial brother Fang say, "Below the immortals are the evil hero, below the evil hero are all living beings." The sect master took a deep look at Xiaohan and a look of approval flashed across his eyes. He sat leisurely in a hexagonal pavilion and said to Dong Fangqin, "Dong Fangqin, you tell Xiaohan." Xiaohan looked at Dong Fangqin. "Martial brother Xiaohan, since the beginning of chaos and the beginning of the world, there were two major races, the human race and the demon race. They were natural enemies and fought for countless years. The demon race was naturally stronger than the human race and regarded the human race as fish and prey. The human race rose up to resist. In the long war, the evil hero was born among the human race. The evil hero was selected from the human race's true qi realm. As the evil hero, not only was his combat power outstanding, but he was also born not afraid of the demon race and even enjoyed killing the demon race. Without the evil hero, this world would have been annexed by the demon race. Countless heroes have used their lives to defend this land. Blood stained the land. They wrote a tragic and stirring legend. Therefore the evil hero had a supreme status. Holding the evil hero order, he could kill and turn the mountains and rivers into ashes. He was not bound by any empire, any sect, or any law. He could act first and report later. The evil hero can slaughter cities in the secular world without being punished? Xiaohan couldn't help blurting out. In theory, yes. Dongfang Qin nodded directly. This is the rule of the world. Martial brother Xiaohan, this world is very, very big, so big that you can't imagine it. As big as your heart is, the world is as big as yours. In addition to the north, south, east, west, center and 5 regions that you saw, in that endless mysterious area, there are ancient countries, savage tribes and countless secret realms. There are many places that ordinary people and ordinary martial artists don't have the right to enter, but the evil hero can. Therefore, the evil hero can have resources that ordinary martial artists can't imagine, endless exploration and the right to pursue all kinds of unknown. Wow. In this world, there are many places that ordinary martial artists are not qualified to enter. Only the evil hero can enter. Xiaohan immediately understood. He had a strong yearning for it. Martial brother Dongfang, how can I become an evil hero? Xiaohan asked. Every 5 years, there will be a grand evil hero selection. Dongfang Qin said seriously. The condition to participate in the selection is to reach the true Qi realm under the age of 30. And to have the combat power to challenge those of a higher rank. You also have to kill more than 10 demon generals with your own hands. Every evil hero selection includes the most outstanding young talents from each region, as well as the evil heroes from the mysterious ancient countries, savage tribes and ancient families. Dongfang Qin's eyes showed an expression of reminiscence, and his tone began to slow down. But the evil hero selection is too cruel. The death rate is extremely high. In the last evil hero selection, the death rate was more than 80%, and countless young talents who moved the mountains and rivers died. Mountains of corpses and seas of bones. Xiaohan, you currently don't have the foundation to participate in the evil hero selection. A smile appeared on the sect master's face that was as clear as ancient jade. Xiaohan, you are very brave. When you just entered the true Qi realm, you already have a yearning for the evil hero. Many true Qi realm martial artists are afraid of the evil hero selection for their entire lives. Alright, when you become famous in the mountains and rivers, this sect will let you participate in the evil hero selection. My pure cloud sect indeed needs the birth of a new evil hero. Yes, sect master. Xiaohan nodded and replied. Xiaohan, you can leave for now. In the future, when you travel in the martial world, the sect will protect you. The sect master stood up. My pure cloud sect does not have too many complicated sect rules. Other than not colluding with the demon race and not tarnishing the sect's reputation, the sect does not restrict anything else. Yes, this disciple is going to go into seclusion for a period of time to integrate various martial skills. Xiaohan said in a well-behaved manner. And the basic benefits of a true disciple will be sent to your mountain peak every few days. You can leave now. Cultivate well. The sect master smiled lightly. Immediately, Dongfang Qin brought Xiaohan and left the pure cloud palace. The sect master sat back in the pavilion with a thoughtful look in his eyes. He then shook his head and laughed. This young man Xiaohan is somewhat interesting. In recent years, our sect's true Qi realm martial artists have been declining. It is time to produce a young talent. He has a very pure and kind temperament, but he seems to have obtained some secret treasure of the demon race. There is a faint aura of the demon god's hand, but it is very thin. Forget it. It is a blessing to use it properly, but it will be a disaster if it is not used properly. I hope he will not go astray and fall into the demon Tao. If he falls, I will have to personally execute him. I hope that such a day will not come. Chapter 91. Xiaohan was given an independent mountain peak. This was one of the benefits of a true disciple. Surrounding the periphery of the Pure Cloud Peak's Pure Cloud Hall were mountains filled with spiritual energy, which belonged to the direct disciples of the Pure Cloud sect. Including the mountain peak that Xiaohan had obtained, there were a total of 93 true inheritance mountains, indicating that the Pure Cloud sect currently had 93 true disciples. Xiaohan's mountain peak was extremely tranquil, unaffected by the weather of the outside world. It was like spring all year round. The mountain was shrouded in mist, and the green trees were entwined with green vines. The water was flowing and there were many immortal apes, immortal cranes, tigers, lions and unicorns. They walked around the mountain, unafraid of humans. It was truly a beautiful immortal route, the scenery magnificent. Halfway up the mountain, there was an elixir room, a canteen, a pen for raising spiritual beasts and a house for servants. The next day, 500 male servants and 500 female servants came to the mountain peak to pay their respects to Xiao Han. Awaiting orders. Growing flowers, sweeping the floor, cooking, concocting pills. Xiao Han was assigned to each task. On the peak of the mountain there were jade palaces and pavilions. In a large secret chamber used for cultivation, Xiao Han sat cross-legged on a praying mat. Wung wung wung, wisps of divine light surrounded Xiao Han's body. Turtle breathing style. Xiao Han tried to seal the demon egg in his heart and the demon monarch's palm tattoo on his left arm with the tortoise breathing technique. I have to find a way to seal the aura of these two secret treasures that are related to the demon race. Otherwise they will be killed sooner or later. When Xiao Han faced the pure maiden sect master, he felt as though all his secrets were exposed. It was a terrifying feeling, as though he was naked in a world of ice and snow. Even if the sect master doesn't see through us, it's hard to guarantee that we'll meet a giant who's even stronger than the sect master in the future. At that time, if we make the slightest mistake, we'll die without a burial place. One had to know that the demon egg and the demon monarch's palm tattoo. It had already been refined by Xiao Han, becoming a part of his body. If it was seen by others, it could easily lead to the calamity of having one's hand cut off and one's heart dug out. 2 hours later, I've put in a lot of effort and tried to use the tortoise breathing style to seal the two great secrets, and I've found some clues. It seemed like the tortoise breathing technique should be able to seal the demon egg and the demon Thearcha's palm tattoo, but my cultivation is still too low. The true chi of the spirit turtle was not vigorous enough, so he could not seal it up for now. Once I open a few more acupoints and reach level 2 of true chi, I'm afraid I'll be able to successfully seal it. Xiao Han's eyes flashed. If that's the case, I won't be able to cultivate other types of true chi. To hide the secret. Could he not disperse the spirit turtle's true chi for the rest of his life and practice a more profound true chi cultivation method? Damn it. Xiao Han groaned. With a thought, the secret manual covered in frost appeared in Xiao Han's hand. Xiao Han flipped through a few pages and felt that it was even more powerful. However, he only looked at it and did not dare to cultivate it rashly. He was afraid that the different kinds of true chi would clash. His body exploded and he died. Forget it. For now, I'll use the Son of Heaven's divine fist, the 7-fragment saber technique, and the indestructible golden body. Fuse it with your true chi. Xiao Han had no choice but to put the manual aside and read it carefully. There was no time in the mountains. 3 months had passed. During these 3 months, Xiao Han had been studying in seclusion every day. In his spare time he would stroll in the mountains. The true disciples of the other peaks did not come to disturb Xiao Han. It was just that Dongfang Qin personally delivered the basic benefits of a true disciple. It was a top-grade treasure called the True Chi Spirit Stone, which was used to cultivate true chi. The True Chi realm absorbed the essence of true chi contained in the True Chi Spirit Stone, and transformed it into his own true chi. 5 True Chi Spirit Stones every month. Xiao Han also inquired about Fang Ling's situation from Dongfang Qin. It turned out that Fang Ling had recovered from his injuries a month ago and had already left the mountain. In the desolate valley, there were flowers and trees. The grass was long and the birds were flying. Xiao Han stood still. The next moment, boom! A powerful aura rushed out from Xiao Han's body. Endless light and colorful clouds rose from the top of Xiao Han's head and condensed into a shadow of the Son of Heaven in the void. The shadow of the Son of Heaven, the King of Heaven and Earth. Xiao Han's slightly closed eyes opened. They were as bright as the stars, showing off their sharpness. He punched out. King of the world. Pacifying the 4 seas. PFFF. This punch was like the birth of an ancient beast and the arrival of an emperor. It could topple the mountains and overturn the seas. It directly lifted a large area of dense forest in front of him. Countless ancient trees were broken and exploded, turning into ashes. The next moment, true chi surged like a river and condensed into a royal robe on the surface of Xiao Han's body. The stars shone, the sun and the moon and the world were all in it. The first style of the royal robe. Xiao Han's body seemed to be infinitely tall, looking down on the world. Immediately after, the air in front of Xiao Han was divided into 2. His whole body was mixed with the momentum of thousands of troops and horses galloping. In an instant he rolled out hundreds of feet, producing a wave of air that crackled and exploded. The first style of the Imperial Expedition. Oh! After a full 3 months of fusion, the first 3 styles of the Son of Heaven's divine fist can finally be used in the form of true chi. The first style of the King of the World can blast out more than 10,000 cauldrons of power. It gives me the illusion of moving mountains and filling the sea, picking the stars and moon. Xiao Han's movement became still. The next moment, the single saber jumped out from the true meridian and was held in Xiao Han's hand. With the saber in hand, an unstoppable peerless saber chi rushed out from Xiao Han's body like an evil dragon. Xiao Han's eyes flashed with a devastating saber light. Boom! With a slash, the true chi saber light crushed the air into pieces. With a speed that was twice as fast as the speed of sound, it slashed a giant boulder 100 steps away. Pooh! The giant boulder was cut into two, but the top half did not fall. A gust of wind blew past, chi. The top half of the boulder that was cut turned into powder and was blown away in the air. After slashing out the true chi saber light, the speed and strength of the saber will increase exponentially. In a breath, I can slash out 680 times, which is exactly twice as fast as the speed of sound. Furthermore, the strength of a single true chi saber light has the strength of thousands of cauldrons. This is too terrifying. Using true chi to control the saber Dao, the power is actually so terrifying. The destructive power is countless times stronger than when I was at the mortal body realm. Clang! The air above Xiao Han's head suddenly let out a peerless saber cry, like a dragon swimming in the sea or a tiger roaring in the forest. Without any warning, a wisp of saber intent appeared out of thin air. It was about 10 feet long and destroyed the void. The saber slashed into an old forest, chopping countless towering ancient trees in half. The cut was smooth and neat, like an exquisite carving. Yes, the saber intent is released in the form of essential chi, essence, chi and spirit. Saber intent, battle intent, and state of mind all merged together, resulting in the speed of a strand of saber intent. It's twice the speed of my saber, which is 4 times the speed of sound. If God blocks it, I'll kill God. If Buddha blocks it, I'll kill Buddha. I'll destroy everything. Xiao Han sheathed his saber, turned around and left leisurely. Rumble. Rumble. Boom. The trees in the old forest had been cut down by the saber intent. Only then did it begin to topple and collapse. Late at night. In the secret cultivation room. In the past 3 months, I finally mastered my battle skills and origin chi. In the past, Senior Brother Fang had said it before. The Son of Heaven's divine fist and 7 fragment saber art that I'm cultivating won't fall behind. After I reach the Jinchi realm, I can continue using them. Sure enough. Now, if I slash out with my saber intent, I'm afraid an ordinary level 2 true chi cultivator will not be able to withstand it. I can kill them all. Saber intent and sword intent will always be terrifying killing weapons that can challenge those of higher levels. However, the indestructible golden body doesn't seem to be able to fuse with essential chi. Xiao Han sat cross-legged on the praying mat, calculating his gains and losses. The strange thing was, no matter how he tried to fuse them, the indestructible golden body and essential chi were incompatible, as if the indestructible golden body could only refine the physical body. Feeling the vigorous indestructible golden body's heat flow, Xiao Han tried to fuse a strand of spirit turtle essential chi with it, but he was violently rejected. Xiao Han felt helpless. It seems that the indestructible golden body can forget about having anything to do with essential chi. But whatever. From tomorrow onwards, I'll cultivate the martial arts like cocoons that appeared when I was at the peak of the blood transformation realm. Currently, 3 of the seals that suppressed the demon egg in Xiao Han's heart had been broken. They had traces of the indestructible golden body, the Son of Heaven's divine fist, and the 7 fragment saber art. As Xiao Han's cultivation level increased, he could constantly trigger and perfect these 3 supreme martial arts. Son of Heaven's divine fist, Dragon's Fury, 7 fragment saber art, second move, space shattering, indestructible golden body 31st to 40th move. It's late. Tomorrow I'll work hard and cultivate these martial arts. Xiao Han stood up. After leaving the secret cultivation room, Xiao Han returned to the side hall. He lay down on the fragrant and warm bed. Before going to sleep, Xiao Han took out the manual again and flipped through a few pages. In the past 3 months, Xiao Han could not help but flip through this manual every day. The more he read, the more he felt that this essential chi could freeze mountains and rivers. It was no small matter. If it were not for the fact that he had to preserve the spirit turtle essential chi and seal the demon egg and the demon emperor's palm tattoo in the future, Xiao Han would not have been able to hold himself back long ago. He would have dispersed his spirit turtle essential chi and cultivated the hornless dragon's profound ice true chi instead. After 3 months of reading, Xiao Han had already memorized the cultivation method, mantra and tricks of the hornless dragon's profound ice true chi by heart. He could even say that he could recite it backwards. Whatever, don't look at this manual anymore. At least for now I can't cultivate it. Xiaohan sighed and placed the manual into his true acupoint. Sleep. In the middle of the night, a terrifying thing happened to Xiaohan. Maybe it was because what he thought about during the day, or maybe it was because Xiaohan had already memorized every mantra of the Hornless Dragon's profound ice true qi. As a result, in his dreams, Xiaohan actually subconsciously cultivated this essential qi according to the mantra. Moreover, it seemed that from the first day he started reading this Jinqi secret manual, Xiaohan would often dream that he was cultivating this Jinqi in his dreams without any scruples. At first he did not feel anything strange. But tonight, 3 months later, in one of Xiaohan's true acupoints, a strand of Hornless Dragon's profound ice true qi as thick as a pinky finger was produced. This was an almost negligible strand of Hornless Dragon's profound ice true qi. However, Xiaohan's 9 true acupoints were filled with the spirit turtle's essential qi. Even the slightest strand of an unrelated essential qi could cause his body to explode. This caused Xiaohan to wake up from his dreams in pain. The true acupoint that produced the strand of Hornless Dragon's profound ice true qi was completely disrupted. The dragon and the tiger fought against each other, surging with a feeling that it was about to explode. What? Xiaohan jumped up from the bed. 3 inches below his heart, his first true acupoint was trembling. It kept opening and closing, flashing. The pain of heartbreak engulfed Xiaohan. Oh no! Why is there a strand of icy cold qi in my true acupoint? Heavens! That is the Hornless Dragon's profound ice true qi. Xiaohan could only feel that it was inconceivable. But it was this strand of inexplicable strange true qi that had completely enveloped Xiaohan's body in danger of exploding. I need to get rid of this strand of true qi as soon as possible. Otherwise, a 1,000-mile dam will be destroyed by an ant's nest. Xiaohan looked within himself and saw a vicious hornless dragon in the icy mist-like strand of true qi in his first true acupoint. It was currently roaring, provoking the countless spirit turtles that swam around. Moreover, the 2 types of true qi were entangled together and could not be separated. Damn it! In an instant, Xiaohan's whole body felt like it was being bitten by thousands of ants. It was extremely painful. In the first true acupoint, there was a terrifying sound of surging tides. It was filled with true qi for a moment and then deflated in the next. It was extremely strange. Now, I can only disperse all the true qi in the first true acupoint. Otherwise, this true acupoint will be completely destroyed. My vitality will be greatly damaged and I will become a cripple. Xiaohan was about to collapse. But the key problem was that he did not know how to disperse the true qi. Because from the beginning he had never planned to disperse the spirit turtle true qi. Therefore he did not ask Sect Master and Dongfang Qin for advice on how to disperse his true qi. This time it was too big. However, at this moment Xiaohan's heart throbbed. Suddenly, crack. It was as if some shackles had suddenly broken like an eggshell cracking. Immediately after, endless divine rainbows and rays of light shot out from Xiaohan's heart. 9 light cocoons swarmed out and lingered around Xiaohan. The first light cocoon cracked. Xiaohan raised his eyes to take a look. 9 revolutions divine art, first turn can cultivate 2 types of true qi at the same time. P.S. The 2nd chapter has been delivered. I will try to write the 3rd chapter before 12 o'clock tonight. Asking for monthly votes. Chapter 92. Just as Xiaohan's cultivation went astray, his acupoints were on the verge of shattering, and his body was on the verge of exploding, the seal suppressing the demon egg in his heart was inexplicably triggered, and another one shattered. The 4th seal was broken. This seal also recorded a martial art. 9 revolutions divine art, one of the 9 cocoons exploded, representing the first revolution of the 9 revolutions divine art. Xiaohan saw the cultivation manual and the incantation for the first revolution of the 9 revolutions divine art. Xiaohan practically didn't hesitate to sit down cross-legged and cultivate according to the diagram and incantation that exploded within the cocoon of light. After a few minor circulations, the raging of the first acupoint finally calmed down. The pain in Xiaohan's body, which felt like it was about to shatter into pieces, was gradually getting better. Whew! Xiaohan heavily spat out a mouthful of impure air. His tightly knitted eyebrows finally relaxed. Damn it! My body almost exploded just now. It was really dangerous. The 9 revolutions divine art? At this time Xiaohan finally focused on studying the technique that saved his life. With one look, Xiaohan couldn't help but burst into wild laughter. Ha! Ah! What luck! Luck Dao! As it turned out, this 9 revolutions divine art allowed the cultivator to simultaneously cultivate multiple types of true qi. Even if it was a different kind of true qi, there was no need to worry about the danger of his body exploding. The essence of the word revolution, in the 9 revolutions divine art, was to shift. To put it simply, the first cycle was to open the first batch of virtual acupoints. This was extremely miraculous. It allowed a true qi realm martial artist to completely transfer their first jinqi into a set of virtual acupoints, freeing up their acupoints to cultivate their second jinqi. When the second gate of jinqi was successfully cultivated, the jinqi acupoints were filled. It could be exchanged with the first gate of true qi at any time. Transfer. Conversion. Uncanny workmanship. Superb craftsmanship. In other words, if Xiao Han achieved the first cycle of the divine art of 9 revolutions right now, he would be able to transfer the spirit turtle's true qi from his 9 true acupoints into the illusory true acupoints. As a result, his acupoints would be empty for cultivation. When facing an enemy, he could change his mind at will, making it impossible to guard against. Of course, converting true qi could not superimpose true qi. However, the amount of true qi that Xiao Han could store would be twice as much as his peers. The only drawback was that cultivating this mystical art would definitely consume a large amount of resources. Ordinary true qi stage martial artists were unable to cultivate this type of cultivation method, as they didn't have that many true qi spirit stones to consume. But Xiao Han couldn't care less. He had cultivated many types of Zhen Qi at the same time, and his battle prowess had increased exponentially. He had endless trump cards and he could wear out his opponent to death. Let's start cultivating. Xiao Han didn't beat around the bush and immediately followed the diagram and incantation of the first cocoon. He focused on cultivating. For 3 days and 3 nights, Xiao Han trained hard without stopping. He sat motionless like a statue. Like an old monk in meditation, there was no one and no me. On the morning of the 4th day, the first ray of light shone through the window. Xiao Han opened his eyes. Meanwhile, Xiao, the 9 acupoints split at the same time. One split into 2. This allowed Xiao Han to form 18 true meridians. More accurately, every single acupoint. They were not real acupoints, but they were able to transfer and store true energy. The 9 virtual acupoints have been opened. I can transfer the spirit turtle true qi to them. With a thought, the spirit turtle true qi stored in the 9 true meridians was all transferred to the newly opened virtual acupoints. Not a single drop leaked out. As a result, Xiao Han's 9 true meridians were immediately empty. In other words, the first true meridian contained a pinky-sized hornless dragon profound ice true qi. It's done. Now I can cultivate the hornless dragon profound ice true qi without any worries. Xiao Han laughed to the point where he forgot himself. However, he didn't start cultivating immediately. After 3 days and 3 nights, his stomach was already rumbling with hunger. Xiao Han climbed up and walked to the canteen halfway up the mountain. He enjoyed a table full of medicinal cuisine, delicacies, and fine wine prepared by the chef. There were also 17 or 18-year-old beautiful maidservants waiting on him, enjoying the luxurious life. Xiao Han filled his stomach and immediately rushed back to the peak. In the secret cultivation room, Xiao Han flipped his right hand, and a precious ore filled with the purest true qi appeared in his hand. This was a true qi spirit stone. It was as white as jade, crystal clear and glistening. It was the size of a palm and weighed about 10 cauldrons. The true qi within the true qi spirit stone was the most primitive true qi in the world. It did not possess any attribute. True qi realm cultivators could absorb it and refine it into their own true qi. Xiao Han sucked in a deep breath and placed the true qi spirit stone into his first true meridian. Afterwards he began cultivating. Rays of frosty, cold, fog-like light encircled the true qi spirit stone. Under Xiao Han's profound technique, the true qi spirit stone was quickly broken down into pieces. For 7 whole days Xiao Han cultivated. The basic benefit of 3 months, the 15 true qi spirit stones, had already been completely used up. Currently, around 1/6 of Xiao Han's first true meridian had been filled, which was equivalent to 150 cauldrons of strength. It was still extremely immature. Xiao Han stood at the foot of the back mountain. Cold qi surged around him and light flickered. Suddenly, a foot-long hornless dragon surged out from the first true meridian. Its entire body was like ivory and it had a soft luster. It was wrapped in a layer of cold qi and it roared and roared fiercely. The cold qi around it caused the air around it to freeze into ice crystals that fell down with rustling sounds. This is a hornless dragon formed from my true qi. It can freeze mountains and shatter rivers. Kill. Xiao Han waved his right hand lightly. The foot-long hornless dragon turned into a ray of cold light and flashed past, passing through a mountain rock. Puchi. The mountain rock that was 1 zhang tall was frozen into a lump of ice. In the next moment, it exploded like porcelain and turned into powder. The tiny hornless dragon circled around and returned to Xiao Han's true meridian as if it had a mind of its own. Powerful, but it's too small. It might be able to kill a physical body realm cultivator, but if it were to encounter a true Qi realm cultivator, it would be completely useless. It's completely useless. Xiao Han licked his lips. Moreover, Xiao Han secretly calculated that to fill 1 true meridian with hornless dragon profound ice true Qi, he would need at least 90 to 100 true Qi spirit stones. If he were to fill the existing 9 true meridian, he would need around 900 true Qi spirit stones. Xiao Han's monthly basic benefit was nothing more than 5 true Qi spirit stones. It was a drop in the bucket. This did not include the true Qi spirit stones that Xiao Han needed to cultivate the spirit turtle true Qi. If I cultivate like this, the spirit stones won't be able to keep up. I have just reached the true Qi realm and am a true disciple of the Pure Rain sect. I have no foundation at all. I have to think of a way to get a lot of true Qi spirit stones. Xiao Han's eyes were filled with thoughts. At this moment, a black divine light flashed above the mountain peak, like an ancient ferocious bird flying past. Senior brother Dongfang is here. Xiao Han quickly transferred the hornless dragon profound ice true Qi that he had just cultivated to the virtual true meridian. He transferred the spirit turtle true Qi back and filled the 9 true meridian. With a thought, he was able to do it easily. Junior brother Xiao Han. Dongfang Qin's voice hovered above Xiao Han's mountain peak. Xiao Han quickly went up to greet him. Senior brother Dongfang, are you here to give me true Qi spirit stones? Xiao Han and Dongfang Qin were already familiar with each other. It was harmless to make a few jokes. However, Xiao Han knew. This senior brother Dongfang usually looked amiable, but once he was angered, it would not be fun. Dongfang Qin's eyes occasionally revealed the ancient ferocious bird's ruthlessness, which made people's hearts palpitate. Ah, junior brother Xiao Han. This month's true Qi spirit stones have already been allocated to you. Alright, the sect master has summoned you to the Pure Rain Palace. Let's go together. Dongfang Qin coughed a few times and then smiled. The two stood side by side on the spirit turtle's shell. Alright. Senior brother Dongfang, why did the sect master summon us? Xiao Han asked with a smile. Junior brother Xiao Han. You have been in seclusion for a few months. You still don't know what happened in the empire. Dongfang Qin's sickly face had a hint of seriousness. The North Profound Demon King was trapped in the Royal Hunting Mountain range of the Beacon Fire Empire, the Setting Sun Mountain range. The sects in the world heard the news and wanted to kill the North Profound Demon King. A few months ago, the North Profound Demon King was besieged by a demon hero squad and was seriously injured. He escaped from the Northern Territory to the Southern Territory. Before he could recuperate and recover his seriously injured demon body, his whereabouts were exposed and he was finally trapped to death. Oh, North Profound Demon King? Senior brother Dongfang, I know something about the North Profound Demon King. Previously, when I returned to his family with senior brother Ah Cho from the outer sect, we encountered the injured North Profound Demon King wantonly killing and nibbling away at the people of the Blazing Fire City. Later, senior brother Fang rushed over. The North Profound Demon King was already an arrow at the end of its flight and was even hit by senior brother Fang's sword. However, a centipede will not die and he escaped. Xiao Han hurriedly said. Oh, junior brother Xiao Han, have you seen the North Profound Demon King? Junior brother Fang did not mention this matter. I saw that when you mentioned the name of the North Profound Demon King, there was not much fear in your eyes. It seems that junior brother Xiao Han is born with divine courage and is not afraid of the demon clan. That's good. Dongfang Qin praised. As they spoke, the two flew to the peak of paradise. At the foot of the Paradise Hall, they walked up the stairs like a gust of wind. Paradise Hall. In the garden. The Paradise sect master sat on a stone bench and flipped through a thread-bound book. He was languid, his body was flawless, and he looked like an immortal. There were no other true inheritances in the garden. Sect master, junior brother Xiao Han is here. Dongfang Qin brought Xiao Han into the garden. Sect master, Xiao Han called out obediently. The sect master glanced at Xiao Han indifferently and smiled. Xiao Han, your martial Dao has improved a lot. It seems that you have completely integrated some of the martial techniques that you cultivated in the physical body realm into your true Qi. You are very diligent. This is very good. After a pause, The sect master put down the thread-bound book in his hand and stood up. Xiaohan, this time I intend to let you make a trip to the Sunset Mountains as a trial. Xiaohan, you must know that stepping into the true Qi realm is just the beginning of the martial Dao. There is still a long way to go. There is no lack of life and death experiences. Oh? Sect Master, you want me to participate in the operation to kill the North Profound Demon King? Xiaohan immediately asked. Yes. The sect master nodded and said. This time's mission is a bit complicated. Xiaohan was stunned. The sect master smiled. This time, the North Profound Demon King is trapped in the Beacon Fire Empire's Royal Mountain Range, the Sunset Mountains. However, the Empire's royal family does not dare to take all the credit. Therefore, after discussing with the 5 major sects, we decided that the 5 major sects will send people to encircle and kill the North Profound Demon King together. In the end, we will see which force will kill the North Profound Demon King. This operation can be seen as a competition between the strongest forces in the Beacon Fire Empire. Moreover, there is another plan for this operation. Since the North Profound Demon King is trapped, his tribe will definitely come out in full force. At that time, we will kill them all. Sect Master, this is quite complicated. The 5 major sects and the Empire's forces mean that there are a total of 6 forces surrounding the North Profound Demon King. Moreover, we have to lure the snake out of its hole to deal with the North Profound Demon King's tribe. Xiaohan also felt a bit troubled. Dongfang Qin coughed and added on the side. Junior brother Xiaohan, there are many variables in this operation. The other empires may also want a piece of the pie. Maybe the evil heroes of other empires will also sneak into the Beacon Fire Empire to snatch the North Profound Demon King. The value of a Demon King is very huge. Killing it can at least be exchanged for a mountain of supreme-grade True Qi Spirit Stones. It is even possible to exchange for a peerless True Qi secret manual. And for the evil heroes, killing the North Profound Demon King can directly improve their ranking on the evil heroes list. This is no small matter. Ah? A mountain of supreme-grade True Qi Spirit Stones? Xiaohan swallowed a mouthful of saliva. Junior brother Xiaohan, the True Qi Spirit Stones distributed to you by the sect are just ordinary Spirit Stones. The quality is not very high. The real supreme-grade True Qi Spirit Stones are extremely expensive. A supreme-grade True Qi Spirit Stone can be exchanged for at least 100 ordinary True Qi Spirit Stones. And no one is willing to exchange supreme-grade True Qi Spirit Stones for ordinary Spirit Stones. Dongfang Qin laughed. Xiaohan, the sect master said. For this operation, the 5 major sects and the royal family of the Beacon Fire Empire will intentionally send some young geniuses to use the pressure of the Demon King to hone their will and spirit. Our Pure Cloud sect will also dispatch 50 half-step True Qi inner disciples who are very confident in breaking through to the True Qi realm. You should also go and temper yourself. Of course, our Pure Cloud sect will also send evil heroes to help and strive for the North Profound Demon King to compete with the other sections. The sect master looked at Dongfang Qin. Dongfang, for this operation, you will be in charge of the overall situation of our Pure Cloud sect. Fang Ling may also appear in the Sunset Mountains. Yes. Sect Master. Dongfang Qin's sickly face was burning with excitement. A black ferocious bird flashed in his eyes and his battle-intent soared. Sect Master, it has been a long time since I went down the mountain to participate in such a battle. Don't worry, Sect Master. The North Profound Demon King is in the bag. Violent confidence spread from his body, and his aura rose steadily. He was like a different person from usual. With me and junior brother Fang who can compete with us. Xiaohan was affected by Dongfang Qin's emotions, and his blood was boiling. Sect Master, don't worry. I Xiaohan will do my best. I will not tarnish the reputation of our Pure Cloud sect and let the other sects steal our limelight. Xiaohan, your True Qi is good at hiding your aura. It can even seal your true acupoints. The sect master said thoughtfully. I have already given a gag order about your advancement to the True Qi realm. Up until now, the other sects still do not know that our Pure Cloud sect has such a talented young man who has reached the True Qi realm in his teens. Sect Master, you mean to let me seal my true acupoints and disguise myself as a physical body realm martial artist to win at the crucial moment? Xiaohan was startled. Ha ha ha. The sect master laughed, which was rare for him. All these years, Mingjian Villa, Medicine King Valley, 8 Wind Palace, and Blazing Flame sect have all produced some youths who have reached the True Qi realm. I feel the pressure. However, Xiaohan, your sudden rise has greatly gratified my sect. Xiaohan, you should go. You won't be any weaker than those geniuses. Chapter 93. Xiao Han and Dong Fangqin left the palace hand in hand. At this moment, Dong Fangqin's battle intent was soaring. His sickly face was no longer pale and was replaced by hot blood and blazing eyes like a ferocious bird. Junior brother Xiao Han, you don't have anything to prepare, right? Let's go to the Sunset Mountains, the hunting mountain range of the Beacon Fire Empire. There will be a battle this time. The 5 major sects and the Beacon Fire Empire will send out all their elites. The other sects will also take advantage of this opportunity. There hasn't been such an unprecedented battle in the Empire for a long time. Everyone is competing to kill the Demon King. Oh. Xiao Han was stunned for a moment and then muttered. I originally wanted to cultivate in seclusion for a while and then go to the Medicine King Valley. Junior brother Xiao Han, why are you going to the Medicine King Valley? Dong Fangqin asked. A small personal grudge. Xiao Han said indifferently. It's okay. The people of the Medicine King Valley will definitely participate in the battle to kill the Demon King. Junior brother Xiao Han, in recent years the Medicine King Valley has gradually become a lackey of the Empire and many royal alchemists have been born. The so-called secret medicine is no longer sold to the major sections. It's only for the Empire, adding to the Empire's foundation and arrogance. Dong Fangqin seemed to be quite dissatisfied with the Medicine King Valley. The people of the Medicine King Valley are mediocre. They mainly rely on various secret medicines to forcibly overdraft their life potential. Junior brother Xiao Han, do you have a grudge against the Medicine King Valley? Then don't worry, I will support you. Let's settle this quickly. A fierce light flashed in Dong Fangqin's eyes. Xiao Han quickly said. Senior brother Dong Fang, it's just a small grudge. It's not worth mentioning. Then let's go. At the peak of the inner sect of the Pure Cloud sect, 50 inner sanctum disciples with half-step true chi were ready to depart. There were a total of 10 true disciples. Their bodies flickered with light, and their quintessential chi surged. They were also ready for battle. Xiao Han and Dong Fangqin stepped into the huge square. Senior brother Dong Fang, the 10 true disciples said in unison. Prince Ziyu was also among them. Young Master Ziyu glanced at Xiao Han out of the corner of his eyes. A layer of hostility flashed across his eyes as he spoke in a neutral tone. Junior brother Xiao Han, you have just entered the true chi realm. It is not wise for you to participate in this operation to kill the North Profound Demon Monarch. You have to be careful. Otherwise you might die. Oh. Xiao Han raised his head to look at young Master Ziyu. In his body, there were 25 pentagrams moving, exuding blazing light. True fire was burning faintly. There was a smell of burning nothingness. Third stage true chi. This guy seems to have been dissatisfied with me during the outer sect ranking competition. Xiao Han's heart was slightly moved as he lightly smiled. Senior brother, you should take care of yourself first. You are only at the 3rd level of true chi. I'm afraid you won't be able to guarantee your safety, right? If I'm not careful, I might lose my life in the setting Sun Mountain range. You haven't seen the Demon Emperor yet, right? Ah. Xiao Han knew that there were only 4 fiend heroes in the Pure Rain sect. Senior brother Fang had 1 seat, and senior brother Dong Fang had another. There were only 2 evil heroes left. The fellow before him did not have a high cultivation, so it was unlikely that he was one of them. If he wasn't a fiend hero, he might not have had the chance to see the Demon Emperor in his life. Young Master Ziyu was obviously seen through by Xiao Han. His face was slightly hot. His eyes were filled with murderous intent. Xiao Han, you'd better restrain yourself. You're only at the 1st level of true chi. How dare you roar and provoke me? Enough. Dong Fangqin waved his hand. Let's go. Don't argue. Ziyu, I'm warning you, this operation is very important, and there will be fiend heroes from other empires. Junior brother Xiao Han is right. If you don't raise your vigilance, there is a possibility of death. Let's go. Young Master Ziyu glared at Xiao Han with a murderous look. His whole body was glowing, and his true chi turned into a 10-feet-long fire dragon, piercing through the air. The rest of the true disciples used their true chi to turn into ferocious beasts, or simply stepped on the divine rainbow and escaped at lightning speed. Junior brother Xiao Han, seal your true meridian and hide your strength. Ride the dragon horse with the inner sect disciples. Dong Fangqin instructed. I'll go with you. Yes, senior brother Dong Fang. Xiao Han led a dragon horse at the side of the square. At the same time he activated the tortoise breathing technique and sealed the 9 true meridian points in his body, like a pool of stagnant water without any ripples. Dong Fangqin also rode a dragon horse. The two led 50 half-step true Qi cultivators and galloped down the mountain. These 50 half-step true Qi cultivators were all vigorous and full of energy. They were indeed just short of an opportunity to reach the sky in one step. In this operation, if a tenth of the true Qi cultivators, or even one or two true Qi cultivators were born, it would be enough to strengthen the foundation of the Pure Rain sect. Ah, junior brother Xiaohan, your true Qi is really magical. Even I can't detect the slightest fluctuation of true Qi when you seal the true meridian points. You can deceive everyone. Dongfang Qin laughed heartily. At the foot of the mountain, 52 dragon horses galloped along an official road towards the imperial capital. Junior brother Xiaohan, the setting sun mountain range is located at the side of the imperial capital of the Beacon Fire Empire. It's like a true dragon circling around, protecting the empire. Riding on a dragon horse, we can reach there in 10 days. Dongfang Qin seemed to be impatient. On the second day, a large group of people were hurrying along. On the left side of the road, the sound of hooves was like a storm. Smoke and dust were flying, and the dragon horses were neighing continuously. Xiaohan reined his horse and looked over. A group of men and horses with an aggressive aura spurred their horses forward. There were about 100 people in this group. Each of them wore a yellow robe with a cloak and carried a single blade on their back. A torrent of blade qi soared into the sky. It was dignified and imposing. The leader was a man in his 30s. He carried a single blade embedded with emeralds on his back. His eyes were sinister and there was divine light surging from his pores. The silver-white blade qi curled up and emitted the sound of surging rivers and lakes. It was sharp and pure. It was the true Qi realm. Behind this true Qi realm bladesmen were all half-step true Qi bladesmen. All of them had signs of their cultivation soaring. Xiaohan's gaze swept across and found a familiar face among the group of bladesmen. It was Ah Chao's cousin Xiao Yintian, who was defeated by Xiaohan in the Xiao family gathering. Oh, it's the people of the Eight-Wind Palace. I didn't expect to see you here. Xiaohan nodded slightly. Looking at the leading true Qi realm bladesman, he didn't have a high cultivation base. He had only opened 10 true meridians and was at the first level of true Qi. When the two groups met, they reined in their horses and stopped. When they looked at each other, their gazes were filled with hostility. In the Beacon Fire Empire, the relationship between the five sects was not very harmonious. On the contrary, they often fought and killed each other. At this moment, boom! A ray of blade light appeared and cut a piece of cloud in the sky. A golden blade qi that was more than 100 feet long condensed and cut across the sky. It was like a golden bridge. A majestic man stood on the golden bridge with his hands behind his back. He wore a radiant robe and stood motionless in the strong wind, as if he was made of iron. His hands were empty, but his body was emitting a strong blade qi. Every strand of blade qi contained a blade intent that could cut through the void. He looked down on the world and had a deep sense of majesty. Anyone who came into contact with his gaze would feel dizzy and their skin would feel like it was being cut by a blade. Senior brother Lu. All the bladesmen of the Eight-Wind Palace got off their horses. Everyone, including the leading Jinchi realm swordsman, bowed deeply in worship. This person's blade intent is so strong. He has a peerless technique that can destroy a city. Even though Xiaohan used the tortoise breathing style to seal his blade intent, he could feel his blade intent trembling slightly. It was affected by the blade intent of the peerless bladesman in the sky. Dongfang Qin waved his right hand and the pressure from the bladesman in the sky immediately collapsed. Oh! Lu Yiming, brother Lu, I didn't expect the Eight-Wind Palace to send you out. As Dongfang Qin spoke, his aura surged and divine light burst out. A pair of black wings that were dozens of feet long grew out from his body. The feathers were as sharp as blades and glowed. Each of the feathers seemed to be covered with complicated seal characters and runes. Dongfang Qin soared into the sky like a demon god and confronted the bladesman. Their auras were equally matched. Same to you. Brother Dongfang, didn't the Pure Rain sect also send you out? This time, everyone is determined to get the North Profound Demon King. They have sent out all their experts, how can you and I be left out? However, I have to remind brother Dongfang, I heard that some notorious heroes from other empires have secretly sneaked into the Fire Beacon Empire to get a share of the loot. Brother Dongfang, don't fail miserably and die in the setting Sun Mountain range. That's right, brother Lu, brother Dongfang, the two of you must be careful. Otherwise, if you are killed, our Fire Beacon Empire will lose two heroes. Ha! A strand of sword qi came from 1,000 miles away and arrived in an instant. This sword qi was surrounded by starlight. Countless stars and star sand glowed with resplendent light. A white-clothed youngster stood lazily on the sword light. Under the stars, his body was emitting specks of starlight. He was pure and untainted, like a white-clothed Star Lord, elegant and unrestrained. A river of stars rushed out from his head like a trickle. 7 of the brightest stars floated in the river of stars, shining with extraordinary splendor. Brother Lu, Brother Dongfang, this time, you can only serve as a foil. I'm sorry, the North Profound Demon King will be killed by our Mingjian villa. There is no suspense. The white-clothed youngster smiled bitterly and his tone was extremely arrogant. Oh, Man Xingyue, you have finally cultivated the Big Dipper greatsword art to the perfection realm. Dongfang Qin sneered. However, I'm afraid it's not enough to suppress everyone with just this move. Brother Dongfang, where is the #1 sword cultivator of your Pure Rain sect, Fang Ling? Are you going to the Sunset Mountain Range this time? The sword intent in Man Xingyue's eyes was blazing. I have long wanted to experience Fang Ling's sword Qi Immortal Lotus. I hope I won't be disappointed this time. Well, don't waste time here. Otherwise, the 3 of us will have a competition to see who can reach the Sunset Mountain Range first. Lu Yiming said indifferently. I agree. Man Xingyue echoed. Dongfang Qin flapped his black wings and sneered, in terms of movement skills, you can only eat the dust behind me. Let's compete. As soon as Lu Yiming's voice fell, the golden bridge under his feet flashed and he was already thousands of feet away as if he teleported. Man Xingyue turned into a golden heptachi and broke through the sky. Dongfang Qin lowered his head and said to Xiaohan below. Junior brother Xiaohan, you guys have fun first. I will go to the Sunset Mountain Range now. When he said the last word, he turned into a black light and disappeared without a trace. There was a creepy caw similar to that of a crow in the sky. It can't be? Senior brother Dongfang just ran away by himself? Is he testing me? Xiaohan was speechless. At this time, Xiaohan looked up and saw a group of sabersmen from 8-Point Palace. The saber light in their eyes became brighter and brighter as they looked at Xiaohan with fighting intent. Xiao Yuntian walked to the leading True Qi Realm sabersman and whispered a few words in his ear. The True Qi Realm sabersman's expression changed slightly. His pupils shrank and he looked at Xiaohan aggressively. A half-step True Qi Realm inner sect disciple of Pure Rain sect rode his horse to Xiaohan and said in a low voice. Senior brother Xiaohan. Senior brother Dongfang just left like this. I'm afraid it's not good. The people from 8-Point Palace don't seem too friendly. Not friendly? Xiaohan couldn't help but laugh and said in a low voice. This time, the 5 major sects have used all kinds of means to snatch the North Mystic Demon King. Do you still expect them to be friendly? Let's go. Let's hurry. Perhaps if they wanted to fight they wouldn't be able to do so. We can only fight with them. Xiaohan, on the other hand, was fearless. His mind was as sharp as a blade, flawless and flawless. He urged his horse forward as if nothing had happened. The 50 half-step True Qi Realm disciples quickly followed. Senior brother Li, are we just going to let these Pure Rain sect disciples go? A burly sabersman approached the leading True Qi Realm sabersman. Let's just kill them. The True Qi Realm sabersman's eyes were cold. They're just a bunch of physical body realm trash. I can kill them if I want. Don't do anything for now. Dongfang Qin can still sense it. Wait until he's far away, then we'll slowly deal with these trash from Pure Rain sect. Senior brother Li, my saber intent was destroyed by an arrogant disciple from Pure Rain sect. Even though he was killed by a madman from the Pure Cloud sect, that brat also went to the Setting Sun Mountain Range to train. Just now, I saw him clearly among the people from the Pure Cloud sect. Senior brother Li, you must capture that brat. I'll personally execute him to repair the flaw in his mind and regain his saber intent. Xiao Yunqian's face was filled with hatred. A genius who comprehended saber intent appeared among the physical body realm disciples of 8-Point Palace. It's extremely precious, but it was destroyed by Pure Rain sect. This is a heinous crime. Junior brother Xiao, don't worry. I'll do as you wish. The True Qi Realm sabersman's eyes shone with a silver saber radiance. Follow them and keep an eye on those trash from Pure Rain sect. Western region. Great Desert. There was a medium-sized country in the desert with a population of tens of millions. With an oasis as the foundation, they had established a dynasty. There were also martial arts sects among them. On this day, a phenomenon descended upon this peaceful desert country. Wind and sand surged into this pearl-like oasis from all directions. The next moment, the originally clear and sunny sky was suddenly shrouded in endless darkness. just as the people of the desert country were in a state of panic. In the darkness, a pair of scarlet demonic eyes appeared. A violent and evil demonic aura swept through the desert oasis like a tornado. Roar. The demonic roar sounded like it came from the ancient times. It was a world-ending disaster. A breath later, the darkness was torn apart and light reappeared. However, this oasis in the desert was actually completely barren, and it had been reduced to endless wasteland and ruins. No one survived. A young man bathed in endless light and auspicious aura. He was extremely quiet, like a jade tree made of snow. He floated in the air, licked his lips and burped. His eyes were as deep and terrifying as the sea of blood, capable of devouring all living beings. Qinglin Demon Emperor. It was the injured Qinglin Demon Emperor who was besieged by a group of evil warriors. Damn you evil warriors. If you didn't force me into a corner, I wouldn't have eaten these lowly desert humans. They're disgusting. Qinglin Demon Emperor had devoured tens of millions of living beings in a medium-sized desert country. The brutality and violence were indescribable. Your Majesty, you've recovered. 10 extremely evil demonic lights flickered, and in the next moment 10 black-armored demon generals with sharp horns on their heads appeared. Their demonic auras were as deep as the ocean. The 10 demon generals knelt on one knee in front of Qinglin Demon Emperor. Your Majesty, the Bei Xian Demon Emperor's tribe is invading the southern region. A war is about to break out. The Bei Xian Demon Emperor is trapped in the setting Sun Mountain range of the southern region. He's waiting for the evil warriors to hunt him down, one of the demon generals reported. Demon Emperor Qinglin's head emitted a glass-like noble demonic aura as he said slowly, "Let's go to the southern region as well. Your Majesty, are we going to save the Bei Xian Demon Emperor?" Another demon general was startled. "There's a treasure that I'm interested in the southern region." Demon Emperor Qinglin slowly closed his scarlet demon eyes. That human youth has escaped back to the southern region. However, I can still smell his scent. He has the supreme treasure of the demon race on him. Even I am attracted by it. I must get it. 10 demon generals. Follow me and sneak into the southern region. Have a taste of the blood and brains of the living beings in the southern region. The extremely evil demonic voice resounded throughout the desolate desert. Waves of demonic wind blew past, leaving scorched earth and ruins. Chapter 94. It was nighttime. There were no stars and no moon. On a vast plain, there were several bonfires burning brightly. As far as the eye could see, there were mountains and forests that looked like monsters that were ready to devour humans. The noise of crows and the roars of wild beasts could be heard from afar. Xiao Han and 50 inner disciples of the Pure Rain sect sat around the bonfire, roasting wild animals and sharing their rations. A group of tired horses lay on the side and snorted. "Senior brother Xiao Han, there will be a few forks after we cross this mountain range." A beautiful woman at half-step Tru Chi held a map in her hand and discussed with Xiao Han. "These forks can all lead to the imperial capital. However, one of the forks is not accessible. It is prepared for the tribe of the North Shen Demon King. Our plan is to lure the snake out of its hole. We will lure the North Shen Demon King's tribe as well as the demon generals and demon soldiers to the setting Sun Mountain range and kill them all at once." Xiao Han nodded. At this moment, a coarse-looking man came over and said in a low voice, "Senior brother Xiao Han, things are not looking good. Senior brother Dongfang and the other core disciples left us and went to the setting Sun Mountain range. You saw it just now. The people of 8-Point Hall are eyeing us like tigers eyeing their prey. Their numbers are double of ours and they even have practitioners of Tru Chi realm guarding them. If we're not careful, I'm afraid." Fear appeared on his face. "Senior brother Xiao Han, let's travel through the night." Xiao Han laughed and thought to himself, "Some of these half-step Tru Chi cultivators are cowards without courage. I'm afraid they will never be able to reach the Tru Chi realm. We will continue tomorrow." Xiao Han waved his hand and said, "Everyone, let's rest." The half-step Tru Chi cultivators looked at each other and finally, "I'm sorry, Senior brother Xiao Han. We think it is better to hurry to the setting Sun Mountain range and meet up with Senior brother Dongfang and the other Tru Chi realm cultivators. We are afraid of any unforeseen circumstances. Since Senior brother Xiao Han wants to waste time here, we will not accompany you. We will take our leave first." More than half of the inner disciples stood up. "It seems that I am still lacking a foundation after entering the Tru Chi realm. I can't convince the masses." Xiao Han thought. "Kill the North Mystic Demon Emperor. The plan to annihilate the demon clan that has come to provide aid involves the participation of many powerful demon heroes. Sect Master has allowed me, a rookie who has just entered the realm of Jinchi, to participate in this operation. Maybe it's not for me to kill the North Shen Demon Emperor, but to deal with the dangers along the way. Experts like Senior Brother Dongfang Qin from the various sects had already rushed to the Sunset Mountains. Those who were left behind were martial artists of the physical body realm or existences of level 1 genuine Qi. Senior Dongfang Qin was not a rash person. The reason why he didn't leave me behind is definitely to test me, to temper me. Xiao Han suddenly understood some of the key points. Alright, since you want to travel through the night, then I, Xiao Han, will not stop you. Let's go. I hope you'll have the chance to kill the North Mystic Demon Monarch and be rewarded handsomely. Ah. Xiao Han laughed sarcastically. Go. Traversing the mountains overnight. There may be some of our men ahead or behind. Stay here for the night. I'm afraid we'll be ambushed by the Eight-Wind Palace and other forces. Senior Brother Xiao Han has just entered the realm of Jinchi. I'm afraid we can't rely on him. 30 inner sect disciples chose to leave in the end. They took out their horses and galloped into the dark mountains. Why don't you guys leave? Xiao Han smiled at the remaining 20 inner sect disciples. Senior Brother Xiao Han, with our cultivation and half-step true Qi, even if we enter the Sunset Mountains, it'll be useless. I'm afraid we won't even be able to see the shadow of the North Mystic Demon Monarch before we'll be crushed by its demonic aura. Legend has it that every demon monarch is powerful enough to shatter mountains and rivers with a single roar. They can devour countless living beings of an entire country in one breath. Only those at the advanced stage of Jinchi have the ability to fight against the demon monarch. Even though the North Mystic Demon Monarch is severely injured and on the verge of death, it's not something that we of the physical body realm can covet. Furthermore, the situation is very chaotic. There are demons from other empires sneaking in. It's very dangerous. Instead of taking the risk, it's better to deal with the other sects' physical body realm and low-level Jinchi realm cultivators along the way. We'll be able to survive in the midst of death and train our minds, a skinny half-step true Qi cultivator said. Xiao Han nodded and squinted his eyes. I once went to the West region with Senior Brother Fong to kill another demon monarch. Even though dozens of demon monarchs shared most of the demonic aura, I was still almost crushed by the demon monarch's demonic aura. A roar from a demon monarch can turn mountains and rivers into ashes. Alright everyone, let's rest. Xiao Han sat cross-legged beside the bonfire and looked down at his heart like an old monk meditating. Deep in his heart, there were many demon eggs wrapped around the seals. The evil demonic aura was expanding. 4 of the seals had been broken. Apart from the 3 seals that had traces of Emperor's Divine Fist, Indestructible Golden Body, and 7 Fragment Saber Art. Another seal had been broken and had traces of the 9 Transformation Divine Art. I must have gone berserk and triggered the seal that has traces of the 9 Transformation Divine Art, causing it to break. It saved my life. Xiao Han thought in his heart. However, as more and more seals are broken, the life force of the demon egg will become stronger and stronger. At the location where the 4 seals were broken, hair-like cracks appeared on the smooth white eggshell. An astonishing demonic aura slowly seeped out. This strengthened Xiao Han's ability to sense the demons, but it was also extremely dangerous. Every time a seal was broken, the demon egg was closer to hatching. God knows what kind of monster will hatch from this demon egg. No, I have to stick to my guns and cultivate diligently. I have to nip all the danger in the bud. Even if it doesn't work, I have to cultivate the spirit turtle true Qi to an extremely high level and use the turtle breathing style to forcefully seal the demon egg. Xiao Han had a premonition of the hidden danger. I have to hurry and cultivate. With a thought, a cocoon of martial arts light shot out from Xiao Han's heart. The 31st to 40th movement of the indestructible golden body hovered in front of Xiao Han. Xiao Han activated his saber intent to destroy all distracting thoughts and focused on the movements. Gradually he reached the state of no one and no me. 1 hour later. The sound of horse hooves sounded like muffled thunder. Over 100 of 8-Point Hall's inner sect swordsmen, led by a true Qi realm swordsman, arrived at the plains and dismounted. They also chose to set up camp on the plains. The bonfire was lit up. Over 100 swordsmen sat cross-legged beside the bonfire, looking at Xiao Han and the others with hostile and restless eyes. Seniorly, it seems like their numbers are decreasing. Otherwise we can make our move here. Xiao Yuntian moved closer to the true Qi realm swordsman and said in a low voice. This time, our mission is to find an opportunity to eliminate the people of the various sects that are lagging behind, causing them to suffer great losses and their foundations to be destroyed. Junior Xiao, sit down first. The true Qi realm swordsman casually waved his hand. This time the Pure Rain sect is too careless. They actually didn't send a true Qi realm expert to guard the rear. A bunch of trash at the physical body realm, killing them is as easy as flipping my hand. One slash and they'll be destroyed. Let them live for a while longer. At this time, there were only 20 inner sect disciples left in the Pure Rain sect. The fierce and murderous aura coming from the 8-point hall made them feel uneasy and cold. They all subconsciously turned to look at Xiaohan. Xiaohan was cultivating the indestructible golden body. He forgot about everything else and remained motionless like a rock. Senior Xiaohan's determination is really strong. The true Qi realm swordsman from the 8-point hall enjoyed a whole roasted lamb and was about to stand up. At this time, he frowned and said in a low voice, "Someone's coming." In the next moment, over 100 dragon horses arrived at the vast plains. They brought with them a monstrous sword Qi that illuminated the dark night sky. A group of sword cultivators came. Each of them had a sharp aura and sword Qi. They were all dressed in white robes and were clean. There was no dust or dirt. They were from the Mingjian villa. Over 100 sword cultivators who were half a step into the true Qi realm were led by a young true Qi realm sword cultivator. This true Qi realm sword cultivator was a handsome man who was around 22 years old. He was around 3 years old and wore a white robe. He was as white as snow and his aura was not tainted by dust or vulgarity. It was as if he had walked out from a paradise and had the aura of a disciple of a great sect. The light around him flowed like a stream. He carried an ordinary green steel sword on his back and stood aloof from worldly affairs. "Brotherly Yuan, hello." The true Qi realm sword cultivator nodded towards the 8-point hall swordsman with a hint of pride and disdain in his eyes. "Lu Feng, you're here too." The swordsman of the 8 desolate hall, Li Yuan, frowned. It was clear that he was very wary of this sword cultivator of the 8 desolate hall. "Why don't you hurry to the setting sun mountain range? What are you waiting for? Is it interesting?" "Ha. Brotherly, I'm the same as you. I'm here to protect the inner sect juniors." Lu Feng smiled. He was extremely confident and handsome, causing many of the young female disciples of the Mingjian villa to blush as if they were infatuated. "Junior brothers and junior sisters, let's rest here tonight and continue on our journey tomorrow morning." Lu Feng waved his hand and stood to the side alone. He put his hands behind his back and looked up at the night sky as if he was comprehending some profound concept. The faint light and glow circulated on his body that was as straight as a mountain, making him look like an immortal. He was a peerless genius and the loneliness of a genius could be seen everywhere. Many of the inner sect disciples of the Mingjian villa got off their horses and started a bonfire in unison like a well-trained army. "Junior sister Yunrong, have a piece of roasted meat." A swordsman in white handed a piece of roasted mutton to a beautiful woman. The most attractive thing about the woman was her lazy and slightly curly golden hair. Her eyes were like gems and her skin was like ivory. The sword Qi around her body was faintly discernible and the sword Qi in her eyes almost materialized, making it seem as if her gaze could kill through the air. She was extremely powerful. She was Xiao Yunrong of the Xiao family's 3rd branch. After the catastrophe at Blazing Flame City, Xiao Yunrong's sword intent was damaged. However, she was a genius and under the enormous pressure of the 3 true Qi realm experts, she underwent a transformation. Not only did she repair her sword intent, but it also became more solid. Moreover, she had already touched the barrier of the eternal separation between heaven and man. She exuded a noble aura as if she was about to ascend to heaven. "Senior brother Bai Yunrong is not hungry." Xiao Yunrong refused indifferently. She swept her gaze and suddenly, her beautiful eyes that were 1,000 miles away suddenly lit up. She saw Xiaohan. "He's here too? After being separated for a few months, I wonder what level his cultivation has reached. However, his battle strength is already extremely tyrannical and invincible in the physical body realm. Now, let's see if he has the opportunity to break through to the true Qi realm." "Oh." The swordsman in white followed Xiao Yunrong's gaze and saw Xiaohan. The muscles at the corner of his eyes twitched as he said coldly, "That kid is here too." He was in the limelight at the Xiao clan's gathering. This time, senior brother Lu Feng is here. A 22-year-old true Qi realm expert, one of the top geniuses in the entire Beacon Fire Empire. I'd like to see if he still dares to be in the limelight. After speaking, the swordsman in white's eyes revealed a scheming expression. Senior brother Bai, don't act rashly. This operation is not a small matter. Don't cause unnecessary trouble. Xiao Yunrong warned. Junior sister Yunrong, compared to senior brother Lu Feng, that kid is like a firefly trying to compete with the bright moon. The swordsman in white sneered. Xiao Yunrong originally wanted to greet Xiao Han, but it was obviously not the time. On the side of the Pure Rain sect, the 20 inner sect disciples' heartstrings were now tightened. Not to mention the 8 Wind Palace's covetous eyes, a group of Mingjian Villa's elites, led by a true Qi realm youth, actually came. It was difficult to distinguish between friend and foe. They looked at Xiao Han again. At this moment, a golden light appeared under Xiao Han's skin. It was round and flawless. There seemed to be runes and seal characters faintly blossoming. It was indescribably mystical. Moreover, this layer of golden light. It was not caused by true Qi but purely from his body. His body glowed with golden light. What kind of cultivation technique was this? Xiao Han. What kind of cultivation technique is senior brother Xiao Han practicing? It seems to be a body-tempering cultivation technique. Xiao Han did not seem to know that a large group of Mingjian Villa's elites had arrived. He was still concentrating on his cultivation. No one know me. The 31 to 40 movements of the indestructible golden body were constantly visualized. The heat flow in his body became more and more violent and turbulent, as if it was spilling out of his body. Not long after, the sound of horse hooves could be heard again. Another group of people arrived. They arrived at this plain. Before they arrived, a rich medicinal fragrance had already drifted over from afar, refreshing the mind. Our friends from Medicine King Valley have arrived. True Qi Realm Sword Cultivator Lu Feng smiled. In the next moment, dozens of dragon horses galloped into the plain. Most of the passengers were young and beautiful women. They were plump and thin, graceful and charming. This group of people was led by 2 True Qi Realm elders. These 2 elders' true Qi was as deep as the sea. When they opened and closed their eyes, starlight appeared and the light was as bright as the tide. It's the female disciples of Medicine King Valley. The eyes of the young swordsman on Ba Huang Hall's side burned with passion. They stared unblinkingly at the lively female disciples of Medicine King Valley. Their mouths were dry. They muttered in a low voice. Each one is more beautiful than the other. Their bodies are also extremely hot. I've long heard that the female disciples of Medicine King Valley are all stunning, like fairies descending from the heavens. It is indeed so. Many of the male disciples of Mingjian Villa were also restless. Even Lu Feng's eyes flashed with a hint of brilliance as he walked over gracefully. 2 seniors of Medicine King Valley, I am Lu Feng of Mingjian Villa. Lu Feng, I've heard of you before. You are one of the few geniuses among the younger generation of Beacon Fire Empire. I heard that you trained your muscles at 3 and bones at 5. You stepped into the true Qi realm at 19, reaching the heavens in 1 step. You are indeed a rare genius. You have already opened 11 true meridians and stepped into the 2nd level of true Qi. One of the true Qi realm elders of Medicine King Valley smiled and praised. Senior is too kind. Lu Feng said calmly. Another elder of the true Qi realm from Medicine King Valley sighed. When will our Medicine King Valley be able to produce such a young genius? How admirable. At this moment, Manager, Yanxue does not want to marry into the royal family. Manager, please have mercy. Why must Yanxue and Senior Shirong marry into the royal family? Once they enter the palace, it will be as deep as the sea. We don't want it. A crisp female voice, like an oriole coming out of the valley, lingered in the sky above the plains, her tone full of pitiful pleading. Enough. Yanxue Shirong, stop pestering me endlessly. You should know how glorious it is to be able to marry into the royal family of the empire. It's not just the 2 of you who entered the palace today. It's just the 2 of you who can't stop talking. Both of you shut up. A beautiful middle-aged woman, her face covered with frost, scolded. Under the blazing bonfire, 2 stunning girls could be seen tugging on the sleeves of the beautiful middle-aged woman, pleading incessantly. One was dressed in red, 16 or 17 years old, with a delicate oval face and shallow dimples, as if carved from jade or pearls. The other was dressed in white, with black hair like a waterfall, skin as white as snow, and a temperament as pure as the mountains and rain, awe-inspiring and inviolable. These 2 girls impressively were Jing Yanxue and Lan Shirong. Stop arguing. Behave yourselves. The 2 of you should have been severely punished for the trouble you caused last time, facing the wall and reflecting on your mistakes for 3 years. But this time, many crown princes and heirs are choosing concubines, so you will not be punished. Sit down. Properly review the rules of the palace. The beautiful middle-aged woman said coldly. Manager. Jing Yanxue was about to cry, her beautiful eyes rolling with heartbreaking tears. All right, Yanxue, sit down first. Lan Shirong pulled on Jing Yanshue's sleeves. Lu Feng saw the two stunning beauties, Jing Yanxue and Lan Shirong, and his eyes momentarily became dull. In the next moment, a trace of possessiveness flashed past his eyes. They also came? Coincidentally, at this moment, Xiao Han stopped cultivating and slowly opened his eyes. Rays of golden light shot out from his eyes, and then shattered into pieces. He saw Jing Yanxue and Lan Shirong. An inexplicable longing immediately rushed into Xiao Han's heart. He smiled slightly, stood up, and walked towards the Medicine King Valley disciples. Senior Xiao Han, you. Many of the inner sect disciples of the Pure Rain sect were surprised. I met an old friend, so I went over to say hello. Xiao Han smiled slightly. At the same time, Lan Shirong and Jing Yanxue also saw Xiao Han at the same time. They were all wild with joy. Jing Yanxue even blurted out, "Uncle, you also came? Uncle, come over here." Her expression was extremely intimate, and her tears turned into a smile, like the clear sky after the rain, beautiful beyond compare. This time, the three groups of people from the Medicine King Valley, 8 Wind Hall, and Mingjian Peak all looked at Xiao Han at the same time. Among them, many of the male disciples showed jealousy and hostility in their eyes. Lu Feng also looked straight at Xiao Han, his eyes flashing with sword qi, and his body surging with twilight true qi. Xiao Han walked in front of the two elders of the Medicine King Valley, and said with a smile. Two seniors, I met two friends, so I came over to have a chat. The two elders of the True Qi realm exchanged glances, neither agreeing nor disagreeing. At this moment, stop. The swordsman in white from Mingjian Peak, who had been trying to please Xiao Yunrong, suddenly stood up, took a step forward and pointed directly at Xiao Han. Xiao Han, right? How dare you offend the ladies of the Medicine King Valley? In the middle of the night, why are you catching up with the ladies of the Medicine King Valley? As he spoke, he walked closer to Xiao Han, and took the opportunity to speak to Lu Feng. Senior Lu Feng, this kid is very arrogant and once looked down on our Mingjian Peak. In Blazing Flame City, he spoke arrogantly and behaved wildly. The swordsman in white stopped 5 steps away from Xiao Han fearlessly. Xiao Han, stop, don't move. Aren't you very arrogant? Now the number 1 genius of the younger generation of Mingjian Peak, Senior Lu Feng, is here. Be smart, I'll give you a choice. Before he finished his words, Xiao Han's body moved, and he had already flashed in front of the swordsman in white. With a slap, his 350 cauldrons of physical strength crushed the swordsman in white to the ground in an instant. Half of the swordsman's body was slightly embedded in the ground, twitching incessantly, unable to get up. His mouth full of broken teeth, it was unknown whether he was dead or alive. Xiao Han stepped on his face and sneered. Trash, you dare to jump out and roar, you really don't know how to write the word death. With that, Xiao Han slightly moved his muscles and bones, and his whole body made cracking sounds. The whole place was silent. Chapter 95. Xiao Han had crippled a Mingjian Peak disciple with a single slap, causing him to twitch on the ground. Everyone present was petrified. One must know that the people gathered in the wilderness tonight included the Cloud Sect, 8 Wind Hall, Mingjian Villa, Medicine King Valley, and 4 other forces. Among them, Ba Huang Temple, Mingjian Peak, and the Valley of the Medicine Masters were all at their peak, with cultivators of the realm of true energy. Only the Pure Cloud Sect had 20 cultivators half a step into the realm of true energy, and Xiao Han, a 16 or 17-year-old youth. They were truly lacking in manpower. Furthermore, Xiao Han had sealed his true meridian tightly, making everyone believe that he was of the physical body realm. The weakest party, a young man at the physical body realm, dared to cripple a disciple of Mingjian Villa in front of Lu Feng, the stunning and enchanting young man of Mingjian Villa. Was his head kicked by a donkey? Oh. The hundreds of swordsmen from Ba Huang Temple looked at each other. The swordsman of the realm of true energy, Li Yuan, smirked. Looks like we don't have to do anything this time. Lu Feng can flatten the trash of the Pure Cloud Sect with one strike. The 20 inner disciples of the Pure Cloud Sect were both shocked and satisfied at the same time, but they could not help but break out in cold sweat on behalf of Xiao Han. At the same time they felt threatened. The 2 elders of the Valley of the Medicine Masters exchanged glances. One of them smiled faintly. Interesting. Lan Shirong and Jing Yanxue stared at Xiao Han, dumbfounded. The three elders of the Valley of the Medicine Masters who had brought Lan Shirong and Jing Yanxue to Shui Jianfeng's mountain to reject the marriage and look down on Xiao Han were here as well. They recognized Xiao Han immediately. That kid again? That kid is very arrogant. Last time at the Pure Cloud sect, he talked back to us and even said that he wanted to step into the realm of true energy before coming to the Valley of the Medicine Masters to find trouble with us. I think he is still in the physical body realm. I wonder if he has the right to enter the realm of true energy in this lifetime. There is no chance. He will die here tonight at the hands of Lu Feng. He crippled a Mingjian Peak disciple in front of us. This is a provocation and a death wish. Lu Feng's eyes flashed with rage, but he quickly calmed down. There was killing intent and coldness in his eyes, but most of it was disdain and calmness. He was very gentlemanly and did not immediately draw his sword to kill Xiao Han. Instead, he looked at Xiao Han coldly and the corners of his mouth curled into a pitiful smile. In an instant, all the disciples of Mingjian Villa stood up. Clang, clang, clang. The sounds of swords being drawn rang out incessantly. Xiao Han also looked at Lu Feng. There was no fear on his face as he thought to himself, before senior brother Dongfang Qin left, he told me to play slowly. Sect master also hinted me to compete with the younger generation geniuses of the other sects. I, Xiao Han, will not disappoint them and ruin the reputation of the Pure Rain sect. You are very calm. Perhaps he's very confident in his own talent and combat strength. Lu Feng opened his mouth. His tone was very clean and otherworldly. His white clothes fluttered in the wind, making him look like a saint who had walked out of a paradise. But you should understand that the physical body realm and true chi realm are different. Forever separated from heaven. I don't want to do it myself. You're not worthy. Alright, break all the bones in your body and kneel. If you kowtow to junior brother Bai, you can save your life. There was no threat or intimidation in his tone. It was so calm that it was like he was narrating a fact. Quite high and mighty. Xiao Han smiled as his life potential rose violently. His battle-intent sword and the 9 true acupoints sealed under the spirit tortoise style trembled slightly. The tattoo on the left arm of the monster god palm also started to tremble. At this moment, senior brother Lu Feng. Wait. Xiao Yunrong displayed her movement technique and arrived beside Lu Feng in an instant. She bowed slightly. Senior brother Lu Feng, Xiao Han is Yunrong's friend. We've been through life and death together. Yunrong begs senior brother Lu Feng to show mercy. Lu Feng took a deep look at Xiao Yunrong's beautiful and provocative figure, as well as that otherworldly appearance, and nodded slightly. Okay, junior sister Yunrong, for your sake, I'll give you a chance. He looked at Xiao Han. Destroy your own cultivation. This is the bottom line. It's also a kind of gift. Xiao Han. Xiao Yunrong looked at Xiao Han anxiously. Although she knew that Xiao Han was talented and invincible in the physical body realm, he would never be able to contend against a true Qi realm martial artist. Lu Feng had opened 11 true acupoints and killed with a single sword strike. He had the strength of 10,000 cauldrons and refined his sword Qi with the stars. He was unparalleled and could kill a physical body realm martial artist with just a thought. Ha ha. Suddenly Xiao Han laughed loudly. Does it feel good to be high and mighty? I see that you don't get tired of it. You want to break all the bones in my body? Then I'll break your limbs. I'll step on your head. I'll slap your face. Xiao Han roared fiercely. His voice was like a great bell that spread far and wide, deafening even the deaf. Lu Feng was finally enraged. He sent Xiao Yunrong to the side with his true Qi and pointed at Xiao Han. I've given you a chance, but you don't know how to cherish it. You've provoked me again and again. You're dead meat. Suddenly starlight surged in Lu Feng's eyes. In an instant, 2 sword Qi shot towards Xiao Han's head and heart. The sword light was dazzling and sharper than any treasured sword in the world. Not to mention a human's body of flesh and blood, even metal and stone would be crushed into powder. Ah! 3 female voices screamed at the same time. They came from Lan Shirong, Jing Yanxue and Xiao Yunrong. The 20 inner disciples of the Pure Rain sect were slightly calmer in comparison. After all, they knew that Xiao Han was also in the true Qi realm. It was impossible that he couldn't even take one move, right? In the blink of an eye, Xiao Han's body flashed and actually dodged the 2 sure kill sword Qi in the time it takes for a spark to fly off a flint. Pu Qi. 2 huge holes appeared in the ground. It was a ghastly sight. Xiao Han's body did not have the slightest bit of true Qi. He still sealed his true acupoints tightly and did not open them. He dodged to the side, his battle intent rising bit by bit. Let's test the limits of my body first. It's said that the physical body realm cannot contend against the true Qi realm. I'll give it a try. Suddenly Xiao Han kicked with his right foot and the air exploded. With a total annihilation, he kicked up a huge rock that was erected in the wasteland and smashed it towards Lu Feng like a catapult. Xiao Han began his brazen counterattack. Oh! His reaction speed is several times faster than the majority of the physical body realm martial artists. To be able to dodge my Starlight Eye sword, not bad. You're a rather strong ant. Lu Feng's right index and middle fingers formed a sword seal. A ray of light lightly swept across and shattered the huge rock into dust. Die. Xiao Han's physical strength surged. Like a savage beast in human form, the Son of Heaven's aura appeared and the air was split into two like water ripples. Forcefully breaking it apart, Xiao Han's aura reached its peak. His body seemed to have grown taller, pointing at the sky and stepping on the ground, dominating the world. Using the Imperial Chariot style, Xiao Han had already rushed to Lu Feng's body in a breath's time. He punched with his right fist. Sovereign descent. Lu Feng's clothes and long hair were blown backwards. However, he sneered. His right index and middle fingers were covered in starlight and swept out. Break. Puchi. Xiao Han's Emperor's aura was directly smashed by the ray of light and scattered in all directions. The sword Qi instantly swept across Xiao Han's body. Dead. This brat's body will be torn into pieces by the sword Qi. His physical body can't block true Qi. Not to mention one of the top 10 sword arts of Mingjian Villa, the Starry Sky sword art. A true Qi realm old man from Medicine King Valley asserted. In the blink of an eye. Boom. Endless golden light burst out from under Xiao Han's skin. His eyes also became golden and dazzling. His entire person was like a golden Buddha, solemn and dignified as if he was plated with a layer of gold. The indestructible golden body's heat flow. It gushed out from his body and turned into endless and mystical golden light. King, this sword Qi's aura crushed Xiao Han's body and actually only left a hair-thin sword mark. Just as blood spurted out, it was engulfed by the golden light and the wound quickly began to heal. This sword Qi has about 1,500 cauldrons of strength. After breaking my Son of Heaven's aura, its strength is less than 50%. I have cultivated the 31 to 40 movements of the indestructible golden body. The heat flow in my body turned into golden light and is enough to resist this absolute power. It seems that the indestructible golden body only cultivates the physical body and is unable to fuse with true Qi. I'm afraid that after cultivating all 100 movements of the indestructible golden body, one's physical body will be able to withstand true Qi attacks and become indestructible. Xiao Han stood tall like a mountain. His entire body was bathed in the golden light and did not have the slightest fluctuation of true Qi. However, the strength of his physical body was astonishing. What? Not even true Qi can kill him? What kind of monster is this? His physical body is as strong as a humanoid savage beast. No. He has cultivated a body refining technique that is peerless and can withstand true Qi attacks. This is too unbelievable. As long as a physical body realm martial artist is slightly touched by true Qi, their entire body will be crushed into pieces. This brat can actually withstand it? Everyone was shocked. Ah, is this all you have? Xiao Han's golden light shone brightly as he continued to visualize the 31 to 40 movements of the immortal golden body in his mind. He continued to consolidate the process, causing the golden light to become more and more dazzling. The surrounding temperature gradually rose. Lan Shirong and Jing Yanxue were dumbfounded. They thought that uncle was really omnipotent. Xiao Yunrong's anxious heart finally calmed down a little. She was extremely shocked. In just a few short months, his cultivation had actually improved crazily again. On the side of the 8 Desolate Hall swordsman. This brat must be killed. He is already so powerful at the physical body realm. If he grows to the true Qi realm, he will become a formidable opponent of our 8 Desolate Hall in the future. We must eliminate him before his wings grow. The true Qi realm swordsman Li Yuan's face was gloomy. As for the 20 inner sect disciples of the Pure Rain sect, they were now completely convinced and worshipped Xiao Han. They never thought that Xiao Han would be able to fight against an enchanting Lu Feng without revealing his true Qi. This was simply unbelievable. Child's play. Lu Feng's expression was sinister. His hands formed a sword seal and strands of starry light rushed out. In the blink of an eye, there were dozens of starry lights slashing towards Xiao Han. This starlight sword Qi used his life's true Qi as the foundation and was refined with starlight. Once refined, it could pierce through everything and kill people and ghosts. It was no small matter. For a moment, the entire wasteland was filled with blurred starlight. The starry sand swirled and the atmosphere was romantic. However, everyone knew that every strand of starlight sword chi was as heavy as a mountain. Xiaohan's movement technique was swift. He constantly weaved in and out of the starlight. Although he seemed to be in a sorry state, he was always able to narrowly dodge. Moreover, Xiaohan's body was constantly approaching Lu Feng. This youngster's reaction speed is actually not inferior to a martial artist at the first level of the true Qi realm. What an anomaly. No wonder he could dodge Lu Feng's sword Qi. A true Qi realm elder from the Medicine King Valley said emotionally. It is very rare. However, he will die sooner or later. Lu Feng has not drawn his sword yet. Once he does, he will kill in one step. Another true Qi realm elder asserted. When Xiaohan was 20 steps away from Lu Feng, clang. A single blade suddenly jumped out of the storage ring and was held in Xiaohan's right hand. Originally, after Xiaohan had opened up his true acupoints, he did not need to use a storage ring anymore. However, in order to conceal himself this time, he had placed a few blades in the storage ring. In case of an emergency. With the single blade in hand, Xiaohan's aura became sharper and sharper. The power of the blade rose steadily, unstoppable. The peerless evil dragon was born. Xiaohan's right hand turned into a shadow. Rays of blade light slashed towards Lu Feng at the speed of sound. Now Xiaohan had already integrated the way of the blade into his true Qi. If he did not use his true Qi, Xiaohan could deliver 340 slashes in a single breath at the same speed as the speed of sound. If he used his true Qi, if he activated his true Qi, he could slash 680 times in one breath, twice the speed of sound. The blade light at the speed of sound swept towards Lu Feng like a thunderstorm. Swoosh, 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 swoosh. Endless star sand and light surrounded Lu Feng, extinguishing the saber light. Suddenly, broken jade style. Break. Bang, 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 bang. Endless blade light. It began to explode. The night sky was filled with broken jade marks. The bright blade rain wrapped around Lu Feng. Lu Feng's robe was cut by the blade rain. Xiaohan seemed to have gone mad. The blade light at the speed of sound slashed out endlessly and then exploded. It was impossible to defend against. Finally, Lu Feng took a step back. Xiaohan used his physical body cultivation to force a true Qi realm genius to take a step back. This was an achievement. It was enough to shake the mountains and rivers. But it was not over yet, shockingly. One. On the side of 8-Point Palace, the blades on the backs of all the inner court swordsmen trembled and hummed. They started to struggle slightly. Strands of invisible blade aura gathered towards Xiaohan. It's the blade intent. The true Qi realm swordsman Li Yuan blurted out. The next moment, pooh, a strand of air turned into blade intent and moved at twice the speed of sound. It suddenly cut towards Lu Feng. Demons and gods easily vanquish. Destroy nothingness. Swoosh. A strand of starry light tried to stop the blade intent. But the speed of the blade intent was twice the speed of sound. Caught off guard, it was half a step late. Lu Feng frowned slightly and tilted his head. Puchi. A strand of black hair was cut off by the blade intent. The entire wasteland was filled with the sound of people taking in cold breaths. Enough. Lu Feng was finally enraged. His right hand held onto the hilt of the sword on his back. Suddenly, endless star sand fell from the top of his head, making him look ethereal. A total of 11 enormous star rivers surged and roared as they soared into the sky. The starless and moonless night sky was illuminated by the dazzling starlight. The 11 star rivers traversed the vast sky, and in each star river, there was a peerless sword Qi brewing. A bright moon rose from behind Lu Feng. He held a long sword in his hand, looking dignified. To be able to force me to draw my sword, you deserve to die. There's no more suspense. That pure rain sect youth was instantly slashed into ashes. Ha ha ha. Satisfying. The fight just now was really satisfying. Xiaohan laughed. His body was covered in golden light and his eyes shot out golden beams. The next moment, bang, 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 bang. 9 of his sealed true meridians exploded at the same time. Endless rays of light gushed out from Xiaohan's body. It was dreamy and blurry. Ancient and simple true Qi filled the entire wasteland. Is the true Qi realm that amazing? Me too. Xiaohan smiled brightly. Everyone was stunned. Petrified. Absolute silence. What? This youth is also at the true Qi realm? How old is he? Are you kidding me? One of the elders from the Valley of the Medicine Masters stood up and stared at Xiao Han with his mouth agape. 16, 17 years old, True Qi realm, this talent. Another True Qi realm elder said with a trembling voice. Can be said to be heaven-defying. Uncle. Uncle is at the True Qi realm. Heavens. Senior sister Shirong. Uncle is actually at the True Qi realm. Jing Yanshua's eyes were suddenly filled with tears. She did not know if it was because of excitement or something else. Lan Shirong looked at Xiao Han in a daze, her beautiful eyes filled with splendor. The three leaders of the Valley of the Medicine Masters who had looked down on Xiao Han previously also felt their faces burn, as if they had been slapped hard in the face. I didn't expect, he is already at the True Qi realm. Xiao Yunrong calmed down and looked at Xiao Han in a daze. Xiao Han's body was surrounded by rays of light. His aura became incomparably noble as he looked at Lu Feng. I've said it before. Don't be too arrogant. Don't you want to break my bones? Today I will beat you until all your teeth fall out. Even your mother doesn't know you. Sect Master and Senior Dongfang Qin probably want me to do this, right? Xiao Han was getting more and more complacent. P.S. Damn brothers, can you support me with a few monthly tickets? Chapter 96. The wilderness was enshrouded by endless divine radiance and multicolored light. The desolate night sky became magnificent, and rainbow lights could be seen everywhere. Two youths of the True Qi realm were facing each other. One of them was the youngest person in the True Qi realm in Mingjian Villa. She had opened 11 acupoints and had just entered the second level of True Qi. He guided the starlight to temper his sword Qi and cultivated the starry sky sword art. The other was an unknown Jinqi realm 1 Dan cultivator of Cloud Rain sect. At the age of 16 he had already opened 9 Jinqi acupoints, and his Jinqi was overflowing with ancient intent. He had been hiding his strength all this while, but he suddenly erupted and shocked everyone with a single brilliant feat. Oh! So you are also at the True Qi realm. No wonder you are so arrogant. He had the capital to be arrogant. However, I can see that your Jinqi has an ancient aura to it, so you probably didn't cultivate it yourself. Did he have a fortuitous encounter? Those who can't cultivate True Qi by themselves and rely on fortuitous encounters cannot be called geniuses. Lu Feng's body was covered in star sand, and 11 star rivers appeared above his head, shining brilliantly. His sword howled and a full moon appeared behind him. Full of artistic conception. I don't care so much as long as I have power, that's the way of the king. Make full use of everything. Stop being so long-winded. You are the youngest True Qi realm martial artist of Mingjian Villa, and I am the youngest True Qi realm martial artist of Pure Cloud sect. Let's fight. Irreconcilable. Fight. Xiao Han's battle intent boiled. With the support of the Son of Heaven's power, his entire being seemed to rise from the ground. Using one's physical strength to unleash the Son of Heaven's aura and using one's true energy to unleash the Son of Heaven's aura were two different concepts. Now, the illusory image of the Son of Heaven above Xiao Han's head was surrounded by divine light, almost solidifying. It was tyrannical and contained the way of a ruler, minister, assistant, and envoy. What a powerful aura. The spectators couldn't help but shrink back. They were afraid of being implicated. The bladesmen of 8 Wind Hall, who were shouting about killing Xiao Han and the others a moment ago, were now silent. The eyes of the veritable energy realm bladesman Li Yuan blazed with silver saber qi, ready to make a move. Right at this moment, die. Since you are in the True Qi realm, I will kill you. Only then can I show off my genius. Starry Sky Sword Art. Galaxy Sword Qi. Lu Feng had a thought. Hong, Hong, Hong. The Milky Way surged above his head, finally brewing a dazzling and overwhelming sword qi that slashed down one after another. Each sword energy was the size of a door and dozens of feet long. Stardust swirled around them like falling stars. His methods were exceedingly powerful. Lu Feng's eyes shone brightly as starlight gushed out. Die. The intense starlight made it hard for people to open their eyes. Spiritual tortoise shell. Xiao Han willed. The light that filled the sky instantly formed a tortoise shell that was 5 to 6 acres in size. It was bronze in color and covered in hieroglyphs and oracle bone inscriptions. It was impregnable. It blotted out the sky and covered Xiao Han. Puff, puff, puff. Streams of celestial river sword qi slammed into the tortoise shell, erupting with earth-shattering and mountain-shattering sounds. The land in all directions cracked under the lingering aura of the sword chi. Heavens! The battle between true chi realm martial artists and fleshly body realm martial artists were simply worlds apart. This sword chi was enough to destroy a city. Retreat. Retreat quickly. However, the powerful celestial river sword chi could not penetrate the defense of the tortoise shell. It only caused ripples on the surface of the tortoise shell, but it did not penetrate. One must know that back then the venerable spirit turtle. He relied on this tortoise shell to dominate the western region and not die. The essence of the spirit turtle true chi was concealment and the strongest defense. Boom, 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 boom. Streams of celestial river sword chi flowed down and fell on the tortoise shell like a meteor shower. Unfortunately, the tortoise shell did not budge. No matter how strong the wind and waves were, it would not be destroyed. Xiao Han hid under the tortoise shell and did not make a sound. Not long after, what? This guy's defense is actually so tyrannical. Lu Feng's handsome face showed signs of fatigue. A round of storm-like attacks had caused his true chi to be consumed, but he was unable to make any progress. Let's see how long you can hide. Lu Feng stopped his attacks and conserved his true chi. At this moment, boom! The tortoiseshell turned into endless light and soared into the sky. Xiao Han was wrapped in the light and had already rushed to the front of a celestial river in the sky. Break for me. Xiao Han exhaled and shouted. A sovereign's descent was unleashed. Sovereign's descent, using its power to suppress others, could double its power. It could be said that Xiao Han's punch contained the power of more than 10,000 cauldrons. Bang! A celestial river was actually shattered by Xiao Han's beast-like fist force. The celestial river shattered. It turned into mottled starlight and fluttered in the sky like dandelions. Break again. After shattering a celestial river, Xiao Han's body moved horizontally in the air and pierced through the second celestial river. Then the third, the fourth. Impudent. Lu Feng was angry and anxious. He wanted to regroup and shoot out sword chi from the celestial river to kill Xiao Han. But it seemed that there was no chance. Pooh! A ray of saber light that contained a blazing multicolored light slashed at a terrifying speed that was more than twice the speed of sound. This ray of saber chi had at least a few thousand cauldrons of power. It could topple mountains and overturn seas, sweeping everything in its path. Damn it! Lu Feng's figure flashed and dodged it by a hair's breadth. Cheat! A huge pit that was 10 feet long, 10 feet wide and 1 meter deep was torn open on the ground. Smoke and dust flew everywhere. It was a shocking sight. Poochie! 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 At the same time, the celestial river in the sky split into two again. Endless starlight floated and wandered. It was extremely beautiful. Xiao Han waved his saber with his left hand and punched with his right, as if he was invincible. Lu Feng had just dodged a ray of saber light when another ray of saber light came slashing down, as if an ancient beast was gnawing at him. This pure rain sect youth has too many tricks up his sleeves. He is full of tricks. In terms of cultivation base, he is at the first level of true chi and has opened 9 meridians. His true chi is not as good as Lu Feng's, who has opened 11 meridians. However, he first defended and then attacked, wearing down Lu Feng's sharpness before launching a counterattack in one go, using both fists and saber. It is both cunning and brutal. An elder of the Valley of the Medicine Masters who had reached the true chi realm had a look of shock in his eyes. It's as if I'm seeing the rise of a hero from the future. Yes, compared to Lu Feng, this youth from the Pure Rain sect might be more qualified to be a hero. Although we are not heroes, this does not prevent us from making an evaluation. Another true chi realm elder nodded and said, the so-called hero. It does not necessarily mean that his cultivation is high, but that his battle strength is tyrannical, and he has countless tricks up his sleeves. Not long after, the 11 celestial rivers had been completely destroyed. The night sky was filled with dazzling lights, like a dream. As for Lu Feng, he was forced into a fluster by Xiao Han's unceasing slashes of saber chi. There were too many of them. The ground was covered with crisscross saber marks. It was a complete mess. Ah! Don't tell me you have only cultivated one type of sword technique? What an idiot. If you had learned a few more martial arts techniques, you wouldn't have been suppressed by me like this, right? Ah! Suddenly Xiao Han executed the Imperial Chariot technique, and a ray of light pierced through the air. Xiao Han was like a ferocious beast in human form, crushing down from the sky in the blink of an eye. Lu Feng only saw a fist suddenly enlarging in front of his eyes. The next moment, bang! Lu Feng's face suffered a heavy punch and his teeth were shattered. His face was slightly dented and with a miserable howl, he was already sent flying. Xiao Han stepped on Lu Feng's swollen face with one foot, and kept on crushing it. Aren't you high and mighty? Aren't you full of yourself? Aren't you still being stepped on by me? You have only cultivated one type of sword technique, and now you come out pretending to be an otherworldly expert. You are completely courting death. Lu Feng's eyes emitted a vicious and venomous light. Shockingly, a ray of starlight sword chi rushed out from his body, and slashed towards Xiao Han. Bang! Xiao Han's fist shattered the sword chi, and his right leg kicked violently, sending Lu Feng flying tens of meters away like a sandbag. The sound of bones breaking rang out like frying beans. Xiao Han's body flashed and he rushed over to step on Lu Feng again. He laughed sinisterly and thought to himself, it seems that the more martial skills I learn, the better. The more trump cards I have, the better. Xiao Han had mastered the 3 forms of the spirit turtle, the Tao of the blade, and the Son of Heaven's divine fist. He indeed had a lot of tricks, and during battle he could use all kinds of techniques as he pleased. The effect was astonishing. Right, you don't seem to have even comprehended sword intent. Don't call yourself a genius. If you had sword intent, I would be afraid of you, trash. Xiao Han kicked again and Lu Feng was sent flying. Although Lu Feng had true chi to protect his body, he couldn't withstand Xiao Han's ravaging. At this moment, it was unknown how many bones in his body were broken, and he continuously coughed out blood. Quickly save senior brother Lu Feng. Hundreds of Mingjian Villa's inner sect disciples were all frightened, and they held their swords and took a step towards Xiao Han. All of you stop. Whoever dares to take another step will be killed immediately. Xiao Han pointed with his finger and the light in his eyes flickered. Hundreds of Mingjian Villa's inner sect disciples all kept quiet out of fear. They were obviously intimidated and they were so scared that they didn't move. Some even retreated. The blood of the 20 inner sect disciples of Pure Rain sect was boiling. All of them stood up, and they couldn't wait to kneel down in front of Xiao Han. This time they had ruthlessly humiliated Mingjian Villa, and gained face for Pure Rain sect. Xiao Han. Can you not hurt senior brother Lu Feng anymore? Xiao Yunrong said, and looked at Xiao Han with a pleading and extremely complicated expression. She never thought that the young man in front of her, who still had a childish face, had now grown to a point that she could never reach. Oh, Yunrong, since you pleaded, I will let him go. Xiao Han squatted down, patted Lu Feng's swollen cheek and said softly, all right, in the future when you are in the Jianghu, don't have so much sense of superiority. Otherwise you will die miserably. I am a soft-hearted person, so I spared your life. If you met other fierce people, you would have been smashed into pieces. Ah! Xiao Han grabbed Lu Feng like a chicken, and directly threw him towards Mingjian Villa's side. All the Mingjian Villa's inner sect disciples hurriedly caught Lu Feng. It's not good to kill this person. It will provoke a fierce battle between Pure Rain sect and Mingjian Villa. However, he is already half crippled. Even if his injuries recover, today's defeat will definitely leave a shadow in his heart. I'm afraid he will not be able to improve in the future. Xiao Han thought to himself. I have crippled the youngest True Chi Realm disciple of Mingjian Villa. I wonder if the sect master will be happy. If he is happy and gives me 100 True Chi Spirit Stones, I will die of happiness. Then Xiao Han walked towards the Medicine King Valley. Many of the 8 Desolate Hall swordsmen all looked at Li Yuan. Xiao Yuntian was dazed. I didn't expect this. This kid has already reached the True Chi realm. Furthermore, his methods are so cruel. I am afraid I will never be able to catch up to him in this life. The flaw in his heart was getting bigger and bigger, and the force of his blade was dull. He could be considered to be completely crippled. Li Yuan stared fiercely at Xiao Han, wanting to make a move. However, looking at the unconscious Lu Feng, he still endured it. He thought to himself, this matter must be reported to the upper echelons of the 8 Desolate Hall, and let the senior brothers and sisters take action to kill this kid. We can't let him continue to grow. Otherwise, it is very likely that he will become another hero of Pure Rain sect. 2 seniors. This junior would like to catch up with these 2 friends. Xiao Han bowed slightly to the 2 True Chi Realm elders of the Medicine King Valley. Xiao Han secretly checked the vitality of these 2 elders, and saw that there were 31 pentagram true acupuncture points in their bodies moving and light flowed. They were people who had just entered the 4th level of True Chi. Sure. One of the True Chi Realm elders smiled and nodded. Xiao Han thanked them and walked to Jing Yanxue and Lan Shirong's side. Now the female disciples of the Medicine King Valley. All of them looked at Lan Shirong and Jing Yanxue with envious eyes. You. The three Medicine King Valley managers who had looked down on Xiao Han were speechless at this moment, and their expressions were extremely awkward. Oh, the three of you we meet again? Hehe, back then you seem to have said that as long as I, Xiao Han, advance to the True Qi realm. When I arrive at the Medicine King Valley, you will sweep the bed to welcome me, right? And you even said that you will serve me tea and water? However, sweeping the bed to welcome me and serving me tea and water. Forget about it, I, Xiao Han, am not a person who haggles over the smallest details. Xiao Han smiled lightly. Despicable people intoxicated by success. The three managers walked away dejectedly. They were only at the physical body realm, and compared to the True Qi realm their life levels were different. They did not have the confidence to resist. Uncle, you've really reached the True Qi realm? You're so powerful. Jing Yanxue said with stars in her eyes. Lan Shirong could no longer keep her heart calm. She clenched her fists tightly. Uncle, you're really powerful, you're only a teenager and you've already succeeded in breaking through to the True Qi realm. It's really hard to imagine. At this time, Xiao Han noticed that there were still traces of tears on the two girls' faces. It was obvious that they had just cried. Xiao Han was puzzled. Did something sad happen to you too? Uncle. Jing Yanxue pulled on Xiao Han's sleeve and moved her mouth close to Xiao Han's ear. Her breath smelled like orchids as she whispered. Uncle, this time we are going to be forced to marry into the royal family of the Fire Beacon Empire. Yanxue and senior sister Shirong are very unwilling. Uncle. Why don't you take Yanxue and senior sister Shirong away immediately? We don't want to marry into the royal family. Xiao Han's gaze swept across and saw Jing Yanshue's pretty face was blushing, her eyes were intoxicated, and her eyes were filled with anticipation and a trace of a young girl's first awakening of love. She also raised her head and glanced at Xiao Han. When she met Xiao Han's gaze, she immediately avoided it, lowered her head and gritted her teeth. Forced marriage into the royal family? When Xiao Han heard this, a very uncomfortable feeling welled up in his heart. He did not say anything else and directly walked in front of the two True Qi realm elders of the Medicine King Valley. Two seniors. Xiao Han had just opened his mouth. Young man, you don't need to say any more. We already know. One of the elders looked at Lan Shirong and Jing Yanxue, then looked at Xiao Han and said with a deep meaning. A 16 or 17-year-old youth at the True Qi realm, with such high battle strength and the ability to challenge those of a higher realm. He is originally qualified to marry a female disciple of the Medicine King Valley. However, this matter concerns the royal family. Two seniors, Yanxue and Shirong, originally did not want to marry into the royal family. Forcing them to marry is probably not appropriate, right? Xiao Han frowned and said. Marrying into the royal family is a very glorious thing. It is the best place for them to end up, the other elder said with a slightly stiff tone. Young man, although you are enchanting, you still do not have the resources to compare with the royal family. Oh. Xiao Han was furious in his heart, but he forcefully suppressed it. Young man, it seems that you are very indignant. How about this old man is willing to bet with you on your future. The eyes of the elder who spoke earlier flashed with a bright light. 2 years. With our status, we can guarantee that Yanxue and Shirong will not marry into the royal family for 2 years. In these 2 years, if you can grow strong enough, then it may not be impossible for you to get what you want. However, 2 years is the limit. At that time, if you do not move forward or do not improve enough, Yanxue and Shirong will definitely marry into the royal family. Alright, there is no need to say any more superfluous words. Being able to promise you 2 years is already a great honor. It is also impossible for you to forcefully snatch them now. You are a young genius, but you are no match for us. Furthermore, once you do that, you will be wanted by the Medicine King Valley. The entire empire will not tolerate you. Even your sect leader will not be able to protect you. 2 years? Xiao Han's eyes flashed. Don't worry, with our status in the Medicine King Valley, protecting Yanxue and Shirong for 2 years is not a problem. The elder smiled slightly. Xiao Han weighed the pros and cons, turned his head to look at the beautiful Lan Shirong and Jing Yanxue, then nodded. 2 years, it is a deal. The three of them made their vows. Xiao Han walked to Jing Yanxue and Lan Shirong's side and said in a low voice. Alright. Stop crying, I have already agreed with the two True Qi realm seniors of the Medicine King Valley. This time you do not need to marry into the royal family. In 2 years, if you are willing, I can go to the Medicine King Valley to pick you up. Willing, why not? Jing Yanxue nodded repeatedly. She was overjoyed and blushed. Uncle, it is a deal. In 2 years you must come to the Medicine King Valley to pick us up. Lan Shirong stole a glance at Xiao Han, her face also red. Her heart was thumping wildly. She said in a barely audible voice. Shirong is also willing. The atmosphere became somewhat charming. However, at this moment, oh, there are indeed some people lagging behind. A cold and arrogant voice came from the other end of the wasteland. All of them are half a step into true qi. They are the disciples of the major sects of the Fire Beacon Empire who are most likely to break through and advance to the true qi realm. Not bad at all. Oh. Everyone in the wasteland. They looked in the direction of the voice. They saw a young man around 26, about 27 years old, strolling over as if he was taking a stroll in the park. He wore a golden battle armor. He held a golden battle spear in his hand, and his entire body was surging with light. It was a golden light. The golden light was boundless and every strand of his hair was sparkling. It was gold. His eyes also shot out golden light. His entire person seemed to be cast from gold. On the golden battle spear, faint runes curled around it. Wherever he went, the place was drowned in the blazing golden light. Xiao Han frowned. He saw that there were 48 golden five-pointed stars burning within the golden armored man's body. The golden true meridian was so dazzling that anyone who looked at it would feel a stabbing pain in their eyes. This person is at the same realm as Senior Fong. He is at the 5th level of true qi. And his aura doesn't seem to be any weaker than Senior Fong. Which faction is this powerful cultivator from? He is definitely not from the Pure Cloud sect. Xiao Han had a bad feeling. Who are you? An elder from the Medicine King Valley stood up, his face showing obvious uneasiness. You are at the 5th level of true qi and your aura is as bright as the sea. You must not be a nobody. But you are not from the royal family of the Fire Beacon Empire or the 5 major sects. You are? This time the Fire Beacon Empire and the major sects have gone too far. Everyone has the right to kill the North Shen Demon King, but you trapped him in the Sunset Mountains and did not allow the other empires to intervene. This is too much. You have aroused public anger, do you understand? The golden armored man looked at the people in the wasteland with a pitiful gaze. The golden light around his body grew brighter and brighter, and with every step he took, his aura increased. The golden light splashed down, making people feel like they were on a pilgrimage and they wanted to worship him. Xiao Han's heart skipped a beat. It's a powerful cultivator from the other empires. Or maybe it's a hero. He snuck into the Fire Beacon Empire and wanted a share of the North Shen Demon King. This person was able to hide from the royal family of the Fire Beacon Empire and the 5 major sects, and came from behind us. He must have extraordinary abilities and schemes. Sir, the matter of the North Shen Demon King was discussed by the Fire Beacon Empire and the other empires. With the permission of many factions, we were able to surround and kill him in the Fire Beacon Empire. An elder from the Medicine King Valley explained. No, the value of the North Shen Demon King is too great. Your Fire Beacon Empire and the other major sects will not be able to swallow him. The golden armored man shook his head. Sir, since you covet the North Shen Demon King, why don't you directly go to the Sunset Mountains to fight? Why are you following us? Li Yuan, a true Qi realm swordsman from the 8 Desolate Palace, asked in fear. I can go to the Sunset Mountains later. But this time you guys have gone too far. I must give you a small punishment. Everyone here is half-step true qi and there are even a few true qi realm cultivators. If all of them die then the major sects will probably feel a little pain. As he spoke, the golden armored man's battle intent surged. He raised the golden spear in his hand and angrily struck the heavens. Faint golden inscriptions and divine light gushed out, and a loud and clear battle song could be faintly heard. The entire wasteland was covered by the blazing golden light. This is completely not on the same level. Xiao Han was suppressed by the golden light and was sweating profusely. He knew that the golden armored man's battle strength was at least on the same level as senior brother Fang Ling. If he wanted to kill the creatures of the wasteland, it would be as easy as blowing away dust. Sir, you must be a hero from the other empires. You are at the 5th level of true qi and can pick the stars and the moon. Why do you want to bully the weak? Li Yuan cried out in a pleading voice. Yes. The golden armored man nodded his head seriously. You guys are unwilling to kill you like this. Moreover, to me it's not challenging at all. Alright, I'll give you 2 hours. Quickly escape. After 2 hours I'll start hunting. Ah, it's fun. He actually treated everyone as prey. He wanted to kill them one by one and obtain pleasure from it. After he finished speaking, the golden-armored man actually sat down cross-legged and placed the golden spear on his knees. 2 hours, hurry up and escape. There might be a chance of survival. Although it's very difficult. Leave immediately. The two Medicine King's Valley's True Chi Realm elders' faces tensed up as they immediately organized the Medicine King's Valley's men to escape. Young man, run for your life. But don't worry, we won't forget the 2-year agreement. But if you die in the hands of that foreign hero today, everything will be for naught. An old man walked to Xiao Han's side and said solemnly. Xiao Han vaguely felt that these two old men might have some sort of trump card that could help them escape. All right. Xiao Han nodded his head heavily and said to Lan Shirong and Jing Yanxue, wait for me for 2 years. After he finished speaking, he directly ran to the 20 Pure Sword Sect's inner sect disciples. When he passed by the Mingjian Villa's camp, Xiao Han stopped. At this moment, the wasteland had already been infected by a pestilential atmosphere. Everyone was panicking and there was a sense of chaos. Xiao Han. Xiao Yunrong was leading a dragon horse with a nervous expression. Yunrong, run for your lives. However, if you don't die today under the enormous pressure, you might break through to the True Chi realm. You have comprehended sword intent. Once you enter the True Chi realm, your future achievements will definitely be higher than Lu Feng's. Take care. If possible, we'll meet at the Setting Sun Mountains. After he finished speaking, Xiao Han returned to his own camp. Senior brother Xiao Han, what do we do now? The 20 half-step True Chi realm disciples followed Xiao Han's lead. Everyone listen up. That golden-armored hero's battle strength is extremely terrifying. Even if all of us here were to join forces, we wouldn't be able to kill him. Don't try to take chances. Just run for your lives. There might be people in front or behind to receive you. Also, among you, if you can survive this time, there's a 90% chance that you can break through the barrier between heaven and man and step into the True Chi realm. Let's go. Xiao Han mounted a dragon horse and galloped away. Very quickly, the wasteland was empty, leaving behind dozens of bonfires. The golden-armored man sat cross-legged as his aura surged and golden light overflowed into the sky. A playful expression flashed across his golden eyes. The hunting game is my favorite game. P.S. This is a big chapter. It's not separated. I hope everyone has a good time reading it. Let's support it with the monthly votes. I've been blown to pieces. Chapter 97. The hunting game of the foreign golden-armored demon had begun. The troops of several parties fled in a swarm. Riding on the flood dragon horse, he crossed the mountain ridge. They only had 2 hours. Not long after, they crossed the mountains and came to a small wasteland. There were several forks as far as the eye could see. They stopped. Senior Xiao Han, there are a total of 5 forks. How should we choose? One of the forks should belong to the demon race and is used by the North Shen Demon King. A beautiful woman rode in front of Xiao Han. Her expression was calmer than the other disciples. At this moment, disciples of Ba Huang Hall, follow me. Li Yuan roared and pointed at one of the forks. There should be a True Chi realm expert of Ba Huang Hall in front. I can feel the original blade chi. Let's go. As soon as he finished speaking, Li Yuan's body glowed and his True Chi turned into a giant ape. It was 20 feet tall with a green face and sharp teeth. It roared like thunder. Li Yuan leaped onto the giant ape's thick and broad shoulders. The giant ape trampled on the ground, madly sprinting, rumbling as it rushed into a fork in the road. The swordsmen of Ba Huang Hall followed. The 2 True Chi realm elders of Medicine King Valley calmed down and arranged for the disciples to enter the fork. Lan Shirong and Jing Yanxue looked back at Xiao Han. They were urged by the 3 masters to enter the darkness. The 100 or so swordsmen of Mingjian Villa were divided into several groups after a discussion. Apart from the forks filled with demon chi, dozens of people entered the other 4 forks. Mingjian Villa had lost Lu Feng, a True Chi realm cultivator. Without a leader, they could only scatter and retreat. Life or death was up to fate. Xiao Han's heart moved. Everyone enter the forks that the people of Medicine King Valley chose. Quick. For some reason, Xiao Han felt that the 2 elders of the Valley of the Medicine Masters were too fearless in the face of danger. It was completely a feeling of having nothing to fear. Yes. The delicate and beautiful young woman made a prompt decision. Soon after, she frowned and said, Senior Xiao Han, aren't you coming with us? You guys go first. Xiao Han blurted out. The beautiful young woman did not act pretentiously. Leading the disciples of the Northern Alliance sect, They galloped into the fork that the Medicine King's Valley group had previously chosen. At this time Xiao Yunrong walked quickly to Xiao Han and said in a low voice, "Xiao Han, why are you leaving?" Xiao Han said quickly, "Yunrong, you've also seen Senior Martial Brother Fang Ling's extraordinary abilities. I feel that the golden armored monster's aura is on par with Senior Martial Brother Fang's. It's no small matter. To be honest, even if the golden armored monster gives us 2 hours, we won't be able to escape. We also have a slim chance of survival and are in grave danger." This time he was really fighting against the heavens. "Yunrong, hurry up and leave. However, if you are willing to trust me, choose the path that the people of the Valley of the Medicine Masters escaped to." Xiao Yunrong took a deep look at Xiao Han. "Alright. Xiao Han, I'll see you in the setting Sun Mountain range." The formless sword intent in her eyes solidified. Severing his fear showed that he had already tempered his mind to the point where it was sharp and unafraid of death. After saying that, Xiao Yunrong launched her body movement. They disappeared on the fork that the Medicine King's Valley troops and the Pure Rain sect's 20 inner sect disciples had chosen. There was silence all around. Xiao Han was the only one left. Xiao Han walked to the demon race's passage. "My true qi has detected a large amount of distorted demonic qi from this direction." Xiao Han closed his eyes slightly. The demon egg in his heart and the demon monarch tattoo on his left arm also sensed the demonic qi, especially the demon egg. With the 4th seal broken, his ability to sense demonic qi increased. At this moment it was spinning rapidly like a motor. "Let's take the risk. Enter this so-called demon race's passage and use the countless distorted demonic qi to deceive the golden armored monster." Seeking life and death. Xiao Han activated his saber intent and erased the distracting thoughts in his mind. His mind became clear and he actually took another strange path. He ran towards the fork that was left for the North Xian Demon King's tribe. As he ran, Xiao Han's body rushed out with light and instantly transformed into a huge spirit turtle. Xiao Han jumped on the turtle's back and flew forward. Not long after, suddenly the demon egg in Xiao Han's heart spun at high speed and gave a warning. Brr. A demonic roar exploded from the dense forest on the left. Demonic wind filled the air and a huge towering tree was uprooted from the ground. It almost covered the entire space and crashed towards Xiao Han. Whoosh 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 whoosh. Xiao Han waved his saber like a shadow. The true Qi saber light flashed like a storm, chopping the huge tree that was pressing towards him like a mountain into ashes. In the next moment, human, true Qi realm human. A 3-meter-tall greater demon stood in front of Xiao Han. He had towering horns on his head and bone spikes all over his body. Demonic Qi surged around him as he stood on a 6-meter-long scarlet lizard with scales that looked like they were forged from divine iron. It was a demon general. Human die. The demon general was extremely cruel. It grabbed with its right hand and a ferocious demonic qi clawed at Xiao Han's head. The space was distorted and the place was filled with demonic qi. The demonic qi lizard also brewed a basin-sized demonic qi bullet and spat it out. Spirit tortoise shell. An ancient tortoise shell was erected in front of Xiao Han. Ancient oracle bone inscriptions and hieroglyphs were constantly circulating and the bronze luster was dazzling. Bang. Bang, bang. The tortoise shell blocked the demon general's ferocious attack. In the next moment, piff, a ripple flashed in the air. A strand of saber intent that contained endless light was 3 meters long. With the power of ghosts and deities, it was slashed out. Its speed was 4 times faster than the speed of sound, killing people and ghosts with a single thought. Bang. The demon general's huge demon head was minced into dust by the saber intent. In an instant, the headless demon corpse disintegrated into strands of rich life essence and fused into the demon the archpalm tattoo on Xiao Han's left arm. Whoosh, whoosh. The demonic light on Xiao Han's left arm flashed twice. The luster was like glass, pure and flawless. Another 2 demon veins awakened. Xiao Han was delighted. The demon the archpalm tattoo on his left arm had awakened 8 demon veins and possessed 800 cauldron of strength. It was almost comparable to the true qi stored in a true acupoint. At this moment, an extremely terrifying feeling pierced Xiao Han's spine. It was like a bone maggot. It caused Xiao Han's hair to stand on end. This terrifying feeling is not from the demon race. The golden armored demon hero has begun his hunt. Xiao Han did not dare to be negligent. He activated the true Qi spirit tortoise and turned into a stream of light. He flew forward desperately. Along the way he encountered a large number of loose demons and demon soldiers, but Xiao Han ignored them. He only cared about running for his life. However, the piercing sense of danger became more and more intense. In a small wasteland outside the Five Forks, golden light illuminated the night sky. The golden-armored demon hero held a golden battle spear as if he had stepped out from an ancient kingdom of gold. The blazing golden light made him look like an ancient god. He was filled with a noble and unattainable dignity. His eyes were intertwined with an indescribable excitement and exuberance. He walked to the Five Forks. Interesting. He smiled coldly. In the next moment, whoosh whoosh whoosh, the golden light shone brightly. The golden-armored demon hero actually split into 5 and 1 into 5 people. In an instant, the 5 golden-armored men raised their golden battle spears. They turned into 5 rays of golden light and shot into the Five Forks. Xiao Han rode the spirit tortoise, but he could not get rid of the evil and danger that made him restless. Not long after, he passed through a forest. A lake appeared in Xiao Han's vision. Roar, roar, roar. In the forest outside the lake, the ferocious and bloodthirsty demon roars rose and fell. Damn it, let's bet again. Xiao Han gritted his teeth. The spirit tortoise under his feet disintegrated into a ray of light and entered Xiao Han's true meridian. Xiao Han fell into the lake. After entering the water, Xiao Han closed his eyes. The endless light was restrained, and the spirit tortoise style surged out. It sealed Xiao Han's 5 senses, ears, mouth, nose, and body. It also sealed his pulse. Breathe. Xiao Han was like a piece of dead wood without life or a piece of rock. He fell completely to the bottom of the lake and there was no more sound. No. The only thing that was not sealed was the demon egg in his heart that emitted some demon chi. Even the tattoo on the left arm of the demon monarch was dead silent. However, this bit of demon chi was mixed in the demon race's passage, intertwined with the thick and twisted demon chi. It was simply untraceable. Roar, roar, roar. Several demon generals riding demon bats, demon lizards, and demon moths rushed out of the dense forest and stared at the peaceful lake. However, they found nothing and were about to leave. Suddenly, boom, a blazing golden ray swept past and faint inscriptions flashed. It was as if the war song of the gods was sung. Those demon generals were instantly turned into nothingness. A golden-armored man holding a golden spear walked out of the golden ray of light. He stared at the lake and 2 golden beams of light illuminated the lake, making it look like a pool of broken gold. After a few breaths, boom, the golden ray flashed and disappeared from this area. At the bottom of the lake, it was dead silent. Xiao Han was sleeping in the sand and rocks. His eyes were closed and he looked like a corpse. However, Xiao Han's spirit sense was not sealed. He could sense everything that was happening around him. It was mysterious. That was close. That golden-armored man just passed by this area? His aura is too strong. He is as ferocious as an ancient demon bird. I can't go out yet. I'll just stay here. It's better to be safe than sorry. At this moment, Xiao Han quietly looked at the broken seals in his heart. Those were the light cocoons of martial arts that he could already cultivate. He took the opportunity to consolidate the 31st to 40th movement of the indestructible golden body. He studied the 4th style of the Emperor's Divine Fist, Dragon Face Rage. He studied the 2nd style of the 7-fragment saber art, Sky-shattering style. Xiao Han felt that after activating the turtle-breathing style and sealing his 5 senses, his comprehension of various martial arts was deeper and clearer than usual. This was an extremely mysterious state. There was no one and he was indifferent. It was as if he was in a small world of his own. In this small world, the fear that could engulf a person's willpower seemed to be insignificant. Xiao Han calmed his heart and cultivated the 4th style of the Emperor's Divine Fist, Dragon Face Rage. It turns out that I need true chi to cultivate it. Senior brother Fong was right. This fist technique can not only be cultivated by the physical body realm, but even after advancing to the true chi realm, it will not be eliminated. It's a powerful martial art. Dragon Face Rage. Burn true chi. Unleash Furious Strike. The so-called Furious Strike is a fist technique that explodes one's life potential to the extreme. At the cost of burning true chi, a large amount of true chi will be consumed to unleash a fist technique that is several times stronger than one's own strength. This is Furious Strike. Burning the true chi stored in 1 true acupoint can unleash a furious strike that is twice as strong. Burning the true chi stored in 2 true acupoints can unleash a furious strike that is twice as strong, and so on. There is no upper limit. As more and more true acupoints are opened, the amount of true chi stored will become more abundant, and the furious strike will become more powerful. Move mountains and fill seas. However, after burning true chi, one will become very weak. One must have enough true chi spiritual stones or elixirs to replenish the true chi that is consumed at any time. Dragon face rage can also be called a desperate strike. If the enemy does not die, then I will. The second style of the 7 fragments saber technique, sky-shattering style. This move was actually able to shatter space. Moreover, one must use true chi as the foundation to activate it. This sky-shattering style also increases in power according to one's foundation. The peak of level 1 true chi can shatter 10 feet of space. The peak of level 2 true chi can shatter 20 feet of space. The peak of sky-shattering style can kill 1,000 people with one slash. Xiao Han immersed himself in practicing the 2 most powerful martial arts, Dragon Face Rage and Sky-Shattering Style. He had completely forgotten about the passage of time. The 31st to 40th movement of the indestructible golden body was also being visualized by Xiao Han. The heat in his body was like 10,000 galloping horses. Whenever it flowed out of his body, it would shine with a golden light, making him look like a god or a golden Buddha. His physical body had been tempered to the point where it was incomparably strong. Every inch of his flesh and blood was flickering with a powerful golden light. 3 days and 3 nights had passed. It's been a few days. That golden-armored demon might have already escaped. He might have already gone to the Sunset Ridge. Xiao Han heaved a sigh of relief after successfully hiding for 3 days and 3 nights. Let's go out now. I might be able to make it to the Sunset Ridge to kill the North Mystic Demon King. Even though my cultivation is low, I still covet the North Mystic Demon King. If I can let the tattoo on the Demon Thearka's palm devour the North Mystic Demon King, it will be a great nourishment, even though it's very difficult. At this moment, suddenly, in Xiao Han's mind, a pair of extremely evil and powerful crimson demonic eyes with monstrous demonic chi appeared. Xiao Han felt a sense of danger, as if he was being targeted by an ancient demon beast. This kind of danger was many times more dangerous than the golden-armored demon. It made Xiao Han's hair stand on end. It's Qinglin Demon King. Oh my god. The demon the Arch is here too. Is he here for the North Mystic Demon King or the demon egg in my heart? Xiao Han's body turned cold. No. I have to get to the Sunset Ridge and meet up with senior brother Dongfang Qin. Xiao Han didn't dare to stay any longer. Boom. He rushed out of the lake. He jumped to the side of the lake. Light surged around his body, evaporating his soaked clothes. It was noon and the sun was high in the sky. The warm winter sun made people feel refreshed. Phew. Let's hurry to the Sunset Ridge. Xiao Han stretched his body. Clap, clap, clap. Applause sounded. In the next moment, golden light seeped out from the dense forest in front of him. Auspicious chi and auspicious clouds. A golden-armored man slowly walked out of the forest and clapped his hands. As he looked around, the wind and clouds surged. There was a golden spear on his shoulder. Endless golden light and runes surrounded the golden spear. His eyes were also golden, and he looked like an undead warrior of the golden ancient kingdom. It was very magical. Not bad. Not bad. The golden-armored man nodded. You hid at the bottom of the lake for 3 days and 3 nights, hiding your aura and enduring. If it wasn't for my chaotic state of mind and fear, I would have been fooled by you. You're so much stronger than those good-for-nothings. Maybe you can become the new generation of the Fire Beacon Empire. Golden-armored demon. Xiao Han took half a step back. In the golden light, he seemed to see a distant country. A hymn lingered in his ears, and an extremely strong pressure enveloped him. I have to say, I cherish talent. The golden-armored man hesitated. Should I kill you in advance or give you some time to grow? He had the aura of someone who could kill. Yes, I prefer to kill geniuses. He raised his eyes and looked at Xiao Han. 2 rays of golden light that were as vigorous as the sea enveloped Xiao Han. A crazy pressure enveloped Xiao Han. P.S. Chapter 98. Xiao Han didn't think that he would be discovered by the golden-armored monster even after hiding in the cave at the bottom of the lake for 3 days and 3 nights. Just because of a slight fluctuation in his emotions and a trace of fear, he was exposed. The monster was really too powerful. He was able to make use of some completely negligible clues to kill someone. Moreover, Xiao Han hid patiently for 3 days and 3 nights. Didn't this golden-armored monster also wait for 3 days and 3 nights? This kind of patience was chilling. This made Xiao Han think of the saying, under the monster, There are all living beings. However, Xiaohan found that the golden-armored monster in front of him seemed to be a bit weaker than when he first met him. Oh. Xiaohan's eyes showed a hint of suspicion. Oh, you're really smart. You notice that my aura has weakened, right? The golden-armored monster said slowly. How should I say this? The me you're facing now is not my main body, but just a clone of mine. You may not understand what I'm talking about. But you only need to know that even if it's 1/5 of me, I can still kill you. It's enough for you to know this. 1/5? Clone? Xiaohan's heart moved. This guy in front of me is actually not a real person? It's similar to a mirror image and projection, but only 1/5 of the main body's battle strength? The saber intent cut off the fear and many negative emotions in Xiaohan's mind. What replaced it was calmness and burning battle intent, as well as a terrifying and tenacious desire to live. Only 1/5. Then I might still have a chance to live. Xiaohan's spirit had already been tempered to the point where there was no dust or dirt. It was sharp and would not be easily defeated. A simple sunset lingered on the surface of Xiaohan's body. After 3 days and 3 nights of hiding in the cave, Xiaohan's true qi was fully replenished from the battle with Lu Feng. He was full of spirit. The terrifying feeling of life and death caused his entire body's potential to be stimulated crazily. His fighting spirit was even stronger and his 10th true meridian was actually stirring. Did you kill the others? Xiaohan asked as he took out his saber and held it in his hand. A violent saber aura rose. You're a monster hero from another empire. You actually dared to openly sneak into the Fire Beacon Empire. Aren't you being too unscrupulous? I'm afraid you'll be buried in this strange land. Oh? First level true qi. Under my pressure your fighting spirit actually rose steadily. Amazing. The tone of the golden-armored demon warrior was filled with praise. In my experience you are. There was at least a 50% chance that he would become a fiend hero. TSK buried in this strange land? He actually knew the tactics of psychological attack and intimidation. However, these little tricks were useless against a demon hero. Remember, never try to destroy the faith of a hero. On the contrary, this would arouse the endless anger and fighting desire of the evil hero. A mere beacon fire empire, I can come and go as well. Apart from a few great sect masters and a few high-level evil heroes of the imperial family, no one can stop me. Moreover, your people. I was busy fighting for the North Xian demonic monarch, so I had plenty of time to decide whether to stay or leave. Well, I have to say, I admire you more and more. Feel free to barge in. Let me see how much potential you have. The golden spear on the back of the golden-armored monster jumped as if it had a life of its own. The golden-armored monster held the golden spear and pointed it diagonally. It hit the sky and the golden light was as bright as the sea. Endless ancient inscriptions appeared, and the scene of the ancient sacrificial rites was displayed. A shadow of a god rose from the head of the golden-armored monster. Boom! The ground in all directions began to sink. Fight! Xiaohan was ready to risk it all. The saber in his right hand flashed, and the true qi saber aura slashed out. Wherever the saber aura passed, the ground collapsed and boulders were suspended in the air. Buzz! However, this true qi saber aura was twice as fast as the speed of sound, but it instantly disappeared into the golden light, like a clay ox falling into the sea, and there was no more sound. Oh, so you are a saber user. The speed of the true qi saber aura can reach 680 sabers in a breath. Not bad, but you are not qualified to survive from my hands. The golden-armored monster said slowly. He did not attack immediately and his body remained motionless. You have 3 chances. I will let you make 3 moves. In these 3 chances, if the potential you show does not meet my expectations, then I will end your life. That was the first move. You only have 2 chances left. Die. As soon as they exchanged blows, Xiaohan completely forgot his fear. With a thought, a wisp of saber intent suddenly formed. It was like an evil dragon breaking through the air, devouring everything, and suddenly slashed at the golden-armored monster. The speed of the saber aura reached 4 times the speed of sound. This was one of Xiaohan's killer moves. He made a prompt decision and released it. Saber intent? The spear in the golden-armored monster's hand trembled slightly, and golden runes diffused out, wrapping around the wisp of saber intent. In an instant, the saber intent dimmed and gradually sank. However, at this moment, Xiaohan had already rushed towards the golden-armored monster. The saber intent has just reached the small success stage, but it is still not enough. You only have 1 chance left. The golden-armored monster stood like a boulder. His whole body was surrounded by golden light, like the setting sun, like the sunset, and the songs chanted by the ancient ancestors during sacrificial ceremonies sounded in all directions. It had the smell of the twilight of the gods. Solemn, solemn. Destroying the ages. Xiaohan did not use the saber. Above his head, the light of true qi shot up to the sky. The void was broken, and a phantom of the Son of Heaven appeared, looking down on the common people. Anger. Suddenly Xiaohan's entire aura became furious. The whole world seemed to be crawling all of a sudden. It was trembling. The golden light dimmed for a moment. The dragon was furious. When the Son of Heaven was angry, the clouds moved in all directions, and the mountains and rivers turned to ashes. Xiaohan's body was burning, bathed in the true qi fire. He was like an angry Vajra and his strength was rising. It was violent to the extreme. The golden-armored monster was finally moved. Xiaohan punched out. He burned all the true qi in his 9 true acupoints. In exchange for anger. In exchange for a punch. His strength increased by 9 times. All in one throw. Puff, 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 puff. Before the fist arrived, the wind from the fist had already completely uprooted and torn the ground where the golden-armored monster was. The golden-armored monster floated in the air. Clang! In an instant, another wisp of saber intent slashed towards the golden-armored monster at close range. This happened suddenly and caught him off guard. It was a sneak attack. Interesting. The golden-armored monster gently moved his spear, and endless golden light swallowed the wisp of saber intent. However, bang! Xiaohan's thunderous punch. It smashed into the golden-armored monster's chest. Ka, ka, ka. The golden-armored monster took 5 steps back, each step causing the ground to sink. Clang. The spear in the golden-armored monster's hand fell to the ground. At this moment, Xiaohan had burned all the quintessence in his 9 true acupoints, leaving not a single drop behind. He had even risked his life to send out a strand of saber intent to launch a sneak attack. It could be said that he had used all his trump cards. In the end, he lay on the ground, panting heavily. He was sweating profusely and his mental energy was extremely fatigued. He was like a candle in the wind that could be extinguished at any moment. All of my true qi has been used up. This feeling of being hollowed out is too unbearable. It's as if I'm going to die. Xiaohan was extremely weak. Pa pa pa, applause rang out. A fist mark several inches deep appeared on the chest of the golden-armored monster, and the spear fell to the ground a few steps away. Very good. I've ignited all my Jinqi and risked my life to increase my strength by 8 times in an instant. Oh no, it's 9 times. There was no anger on the golden-armored monster's face. Instead, it was full of praise. To be able to force a clone of mine to this extent, young man, you're very amazing. I have to say, your ruthlessness has won you your life. If you only had the saber Dao and saber intent, then you would already be a corpse. If you had even the slightest bit of it, then you would already be a corpse. If you have any reservations, then I'll kill you. I admire your determination to stake everything on a single throw. I'll make an exception and not kill you. I really want to see how far you can grow in the future. What? You won't kill me? Xiaohan raised his pale face and looked at the golden-armored monster. Right now, Xiaohan didn't even have the strength to stand up. There's nothing strange about it. This time, I snuck into the Beacon Fire Empire mainly to try my luck and see if I could snatch the North Profound Demon King from the hands of your Beacon Fire Empire. I'll also teach you a lesson. I've already killed a lot of half-step true qi cultivators. As for you, I originally wanted to kill you, but your talent has exceeded my expectations. Maybe in the future you'll become a very interesting demon hero. The golden-armored monster's eyes suddenly revealed a thoughtful expression. Young man, remember, burn your true qi to exchange for power. Don't use it unless it's absolutely necessary. Also, with the initial stage of saber intent, you can easily kill a normal true qi realm martial artist. But for a demon hero of my level, it won't have much effect. Unless the saber intent is tempered to the middle stage. But the saber intent is void, and to reach the middle stage is very uncertain. If you want to become a demon hero in the future, you need to master some trump cards and secret killing moves. You're not strong enough yet. You can only say that you have the qualifications to become a demon hero. But there's a high chance that you'll die in the cruel selection. After saying that, the golden-armored monster picked up his spear and walked away. When he passed by Xiaohan, he stopped and immediately placed 2 palm-sized crystal-like dazzling spirit stones beside Xiaohan. Young man, remember, be careful. Don't die or I'll let you go for nothing today. After saying that, he was already far away. This. Xiao Han casually grabbed 2 spirit stones, which were surrounded by endless rays of light. These 2 spirit stones contain the purest true qi. It's a true qi spirit stone. It's actually more than 100 times more true qi than an ordinary true qi spirit stone. And it's extremely pure. Is this the top-grade true qi spirit stone that senior brother Dongfang Qin mentioned? Xiao Han was wild with joy. He inserted the 2 beautiful top-grade true qi spirit stones into his true acupoints to replenish his overdrawn true qi. After a short while, Xiao Han stood up, recovered some true qi and murmured, "The demon hero is really temperamental. The fiendish hero is really temperamental. One moment he wants to kill me and the next moment he gives me a true qi spirit stone of the highest grade. I really don't understand. However, it makes sense when I think about it. The fiendish hero is too powerful. For someone of my cultivation, there is no difference whether I kill or not in front of him. It's all based on my thoughts. I will definitely become stronger. One day I will become a demon hero." This time, Xiao Han had benefited a lot from the battle with the golden-armored demon hero. He had accumulated valuable battle experience, and his spirit had been refined once again. The 10th true acupoint also had a feeling that it would collapse at any time. Phew. Xiao Han let out a mouthful of turbid air, used his movement technique and ran towards the Sunset Mountain range. Along the way, Xiao Han did not sense any demon aura. This fork in the road was empty and desolate. Only Xiao Han was running at full speed. It seems that all the tribes of the North Profound Demon King have entered the Sunset Mountain range. I wonder if the North Profound Demon King has been killed and divided by the various forces in the past few days. Has that Demon King Qing Lin also entered the Sunset Mountain range, or is he hiding in the dark, waiting for someone to devour? Xiao Han closed his eyes slightly, and the monstrous demon aura, scarlet and fierce demon eyes of Demon King Qing Lin appeared in his mind. If Demon King Qing Lin covets the demon egg in my heart and goes all the way from the western region to the southern region, then this time, there will be many experts gathered in the Sunset Mountain range, including demon heroes from other empires, such as the golden-armored demon hero. If I can take advantage of the situation and capture Demon King Qing Lin in one fell swoop, that would be great and I will have no worries. All kinds of thoughts came one after another in Xiao Han's mind. 2 days later, Xiao Han finally arrived at a vast plain. On the east side of the plain stood a majestic imperial city. It was magnificent as if it had fallen from the sky, and the city walls were undulating like mountains. There were countless palaces in the imperial city, and there were faint roars of auspicious beasts. There were a large number of birds and birds flying in the sky. What a royal demeanor. On the west side of the imperial city, there was a majestic mountain range that looked like a crouching dragon. There was demonic aura rising from the mountain. At the foot of the mountain, countless experts formed their camps. The powerful rays of light and the glow of treasures, the divine rainbows and the mist made the sky look magnificent and beautiful. Some powerful treasure characters and ancient runes appeared in the sky. The world was silent, emitting the tension and suffocation before the final battle. I finally arrived at the Sunset Mountain range. Chapter 99. Xiao Han went through a lot of hardships and obtained a slim chance of survival from the hands of the golden-armored demon knight. Finally, he arrived at the Sunset Mountains. At this time, the setting Sun Mountain range was filled with demonic qi. The human experts were guarding at the foot of the mountain. A storm was brewing and they were about to make their move. They were going to snatch and divide up the dying giant of the demon race, Beishen Demon King. Xiao Han quickly rushed to the Pure Rain sect's camp. "Junior brother Xiao Han, you're here? Not bad. It seems that you have experienced a tough battle and your spirit has been tempered. Just by looking at your eyes, I can tell that your bearing is much better than before." Dongfang Qin looked at Xiao Han with satisfaction and nodded. "Junior brother Xiao Han, you've used up a lot of your true qi. You can sit down and rest. Leave the Beishen Demon King to me." "Yes, senior brother Dongfang." Xiao Han did not waste any time. He sat cross-legged and looked around while absorbing the 2 supreme-grade true qi spirit stones in his true acupoints. Senior brother Xiao Han. The beautiful young woman from before had also managed to survive. She sat down next to Xiao Han. "You've reached the true qi realm?" Xiao Han was shocked. The delicate and beautiful young woman's entire body flowed with an otherworldly glow of treasures and immortal radiance, and her spirit and bearing had undergone a complete transformation. She was undoubtedly in the true Qi realm. Xiaohan observed the state of her vitality. 3 true acupoints had been opened in her body and were glowing. Other than the beautiful young woman, there were 2 other inner disciples of the Pure Rain sect who had broken through the barrier and reached the true Qi realm. One had opened 2 true acupoints, the other had opened 3 true acupoints like the beautiful young woman. Only 13 of the 50 inner disciples of the Pure Rain sect were left. The 30 who left Xiaohan seemed to have all died. They were not among the 13 who survived. The 13 who survived were all born from the 20 inner sect disciples who stayed by Xiaohan's side in the end. Senior brother Xiaohan, thank you for letting us follow the people of the Medicine King Valley. The beautiful young woman looked at Xiaohan with gratitude and lingering fear. After we entered the fork, the golden armored demon king arrived very quickly. The golden armored monster quickly arrived. Its might was unstoppable. A golden light flashed by and a life would be reaped, not even leaving behind a corpse. But very quickly, a true Qi realm expert from the Empire appeared at the fork, seemingly to receive the disciples of the Valley of the Medicine Masters. The Empire's true Qi realm martial artist repelled the golden armored monster, allowing us to survive. Moreover, under the pressure of the golden armored monster hero that was as deep as the abyss and the sea, Lin Yun didn't dare to fight back. Among the 20 of us, 3 of us managed to break through and ascend to the Jinqi realm. But we also lost 7 people. Yes, you guys are half-step true Qi. Now that he had accumulated enough, all he needed was an opportunity to reach the doorstep of Jinqi realm. This time, our Pure Rain sect has gained another 3 true Qi realm cultivators, adding to our foundation, Xiaohan said with a nod. Then Xiaohan looked at the other sect's camps. The Mingjian Villa's side was led by Man Xingyue, who cultivated the Big Dipper Greatsword technique, and had more than 10 true energy realm martial artists under him. As for the half-step true Qi, less than 10 people survived. But among these 10 people, there were actually 5 who had reached the true Qi realm. Xiao Yunrong was also among them. She sat cross-legged with light rising from her head. Bright pearls and beautiful jades, solemn and dignified. With a quick look, he saw that there were 6 5-pointed star true acupoints in her body. Light and sword Qi were surging around them. This was no small matter. These disciples who had just entered the true Qi realm were tightly protected. Especially Xiao Yunrong, who was personally guarded by Man Xingyue. Lu Feng's injuries had also been healed, but his face was pale. There was not even a tenth of his true Qi left. His eyes were filled with resentment and hatred. Coincidentally, his gaze also turned and met Xiaohan's eyes. Xiaohan ignored Lu Feng's vengeful gaze and only looked at Xiao Yunrong. Yunrong was indeed a genius. She had opened 6 true acupoints when she had just entered the true Qi realm. She was no different from senior brother Fang Ling back then. She was an outstanding sword cultivator who had comprehended sword intent. Once she advanced to the true Qi realm, her future would be limitless. As for Lu Feng and the others, they would soon be overshadowed by Xiao Yunrong's halo. This time, the Mingjian Villa has a total of 5 true Qi realm martial artists. This foundation is indeed stronger than our Pure Rain sect. Xiaohan was secretly surprised. Looking at the 8-point hall side, the outstanding swordsman Lu Yiming was overseen by more than 10 true Qi realm swordsmen. However, none of the half-step true Qi realm swordsmen were left. Even Li Yuan, who was at the peak of level 1 true Qi realm and had opened 10 true acupoints, was not present. Perhaps he had been killed by the golden armored demon warrior. Lu Yiming's expression was extremely gloomy. His eyes were filled with ferocity and killing intent. The Blazing Flame sect, one of the 5 major sects of the Beacon Fire Empire, also had experts present. However, their numbers were relatively small. The leader was a young man whose entire body was surrounded by flames. Above his head was the 9 heavens true fire. His divine aura was like the sea and the hymns were like the tide. He was an existence that could compete with experts like Dongfang Qin, Lu Yiming and Man Xingyue. He must also be a demon warrior. As for the Medicine King Valley, there was no one present. Where are the people from the Medicine King Valley? Xiaohan frowned and asked the beautiful young woman. The people from the Medicine King Valley had just arrived at the Sunset Mountains and entered the palace. It is said that the Medicine King Valley is inextricably linked with the Empire. Senior brother Xiaohan, don't worry. Your 2 dainty little beauties from the Medicine King Valley are safe and sound. They have already entered the Imperial Palace. The dainty young woman smiled sweetly, looking extremely flirtatious. Xiaohan was a little embarrassed and looked away. Apart from the people of the major sects of the Beacon Fire Empire, in another camp, there were a few supreme experts wrapped in divine light and steaming with auspicious aura. There were runes flashing all over their bodies. Their aura was very dangerous. Some of their eyes even had the sun, moon, and stars shattering the void. They were all powerful experts. Senior Brother Xiaohan, there are a few people over there. They're all monsters from other empires. They're after the North Xian demonic monarch and they've already gotten into a fight with the core members of the Beacon Fire Empire. They almost fought, said the beautiful lady. What about the people of the empire? Xiaohan asked curiously. This time the empire seems to be watching the fire from the other side. So far no experts have appeared. Or maybe they want to take advantage of the situation. Moreover, this time there was a golden armored demon warrior following us and hunting us, but the empire did not react at all. This matter is worth pondering. The beautiful young woman frowned. Okay, let's do it. In another camp that didn't belong to the forces of the Beacon Fire Empire, a tall and sturdy man stepped out. His body was covered in red mist as if he was bathing in heavenly fire. His true meridians surged with turbulent energy. He said harshly. The stalemate has been going on for a few days. If we don't do it now, things might change. You are giving the North Shen Demon King time to breathe. How stupid. Wuxia, you are a demon warrior from the Dark Shadow Empire. Today you have crossed the line and interfered with the hunt for the North Shen Demon King. I hope you don't die in the Beacon Fire Empire. Lu Yiming of the Ba Huang Temple roared with dissatisfaction. Ah! The other demon warriors from the other empires laughed wildly. Lu Yiming, you have also been to other empires and even other regions to hunt demon generals and demon kings. Your Beacon Fire Empire can't swallow the North Shen Demon King. Why don't you give us a share? Plus, every demon king is a great treasure. Those who are capable can have it. This true Qi giant palm was blood red in color, as if it was created by fresh blood. It was about 20 acres in size, and it was filled with ferocious aura. It let out the miserable wails of the cuckoos and cries of blood apes. It had 7 fingers, and each finger was as heavy as a mountain, capable of shattering everything. Moreover, on each finger there was a word dripping with blood. 7 fingers, 7 kill words. Kill, 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 kill. 7 killing palm print. Asterisk boom. Asterisk the entire Sunset Ridge started to shake and the mountain started to crumble. A single palm print could crumble a mountain. This was simply an ultimate killing technique that could dominate the world and shake the wind and clouds. Demon race. Dot. In the next moment, the sky above the Sunset Ridge cracked open and a leg appeared. It was a golden leg that was carved with countless inscriptions and the word treasure. The leg was about 10 acres in size and was surrounded by a divine light. It looked like the leg of an ancient barbarian. Just one stomp, suppressing the mountains. The entire space collapsed, disintegrated, and turned into chaos. Asterisk bang. Asterisk the Sunset Ridge was done for. Broken into pieces. Pieces of the mountain were reduced to dust. Roar? The roar of a demon came from the mountain. The next moment, the handsome North Mystic Demon King flew into the sky with a pair of wings. His body was more than 20 feet tall and his snow-white skin was pulsating with a demonic and noble luster. Below the North Mystic Demon King, there were countless demon generals and demon soldiers floating in the air. Terrifying demonic aura radiated from the Sunset Ridge. Endless demonic light swept across, turning the mountain rocks and the air into ashes. Kill. The North Mystic Demon King has appeared. Kill it. Lu Yiming, the most powerful cultivator of Ba Huang Palace, slashed out a 10-feet-long golden saber chi. Endless saber light appeared in the depths of the void. The saber chi traveled for hundreds of thousands of miles and was supported by the saber intent that could slash through the void. Its speed was countless times faster than the speed of sound and it slashed towards the North Mystic Demon King. Ghost and God Annihilation. This saber technique is too powerful. Xiaohan was stunned. Fortunately, there were 10 true Qi realm cultivators guarding them. Otherwise, Xiaohan and the others would have been turned into blood powder by the aftermath of the battle. The golden saber chi directly slashed towards the North Mystic Demon King. The golden saber chi hit the Beast Emperor. Swoosh! The North Mystic Demon King produced countless afterimages and illusions. The North Xian Demonic Emperor created countless shadows and illusions. The next moment, moving like an illusion, North Mystic Demon King. He still has such a magical demonic technique despite being seriously injured. However, he will definitely die this time. Dongfang Qin's eyes were like a ferocious bird. However, I will definitely die this time. Dongfang Qin's eyes were like a ferocious bird, and the black luan that was more than 200 feet long tore through the air. With a roar, he pounced towards the North Mystic Demon King. The black talisman tore the void into pieces. Big Dipper Great Sword Art. The Big Dipper above Man Xingyue's head shone with a brilliant light that did not belong to the secular world. 7 magnificent sword chi slashed out at the same time. 7 sword chi. They instantly condensed into 7 giant dragons. The sun, moon, and stars shone in the sky. They were invincible. The battle had begun. Endless demon generals and demon soldiers. They were blasted into pieces. The North Mystic Demon Monarch, on the other hand, turned into layers of afterimages and dodged all the attacks by a hair's breadth. The Imperial Palace. The Golden Throne Hall. One of them was wearing an imperial robe. A middle-aged man with a crown on his head and a jade belt around his waist sat on the dragon throne. His eyes flashed with the image of the country, the sun, the moon, the stars, the sky, and the ocean. He had a full forehead, a straight nose, and a square mouth. His eyes were filled with tolerance. He was the current emperor of the Beacon Fire Empire. Endless auspicious clouds, auspicious chi, light, and celestial aura gushed out from his body. At this moment, outside the imperial city, the emperor was sitting on the dragon throne. His expression did not change and his aura was terrifyingly calm. In the Golden Throne Hall, hundreds of civil and military officials gathered. There were many true Qi realm cultivators among them. Your Majesty, the war has broken out. A few major sects and some demon warriors from other empires want to kill the North Mystic Demon King. It's time for us to take action. A majestic general with eyes that emitted the ancient beast Tao stood out and said, "Let's wait. My subjects and I will drink and watch the storm. The North Mystic Demon King will definitely die this time. Let's see who gets the Demon Emperor Crystal." The Emperor's tone was calm, but it was filled with a terrifying charm. He ruled the world and ruled the world. If we can use one Demon Emperor Crystal to exchange for the death of many powerful figures from the various sects, I will also feel gratified. Your Majesty, these past few years, of the 5 major sects, with the exception of the Valley of the Medicine King who has been granted amnesty by Your Majesty, the other major sects have committed treason and dared to oppose the Empire as an equal. I hope that they will fight to the death against the North Mystic Demon King. It would be best if all of them died so that the major sects will suffer a great loss. A skinny civil official walked out with a sinister look in his eyes. Don't worry. The Emperor waved his hand lightly. The ancestral land of the Beacon Fire Empire is in the eastern region, not the southern region. You should know that the eastern region is far more prosperous than the southern region. Compared to the eastern region, it is not an exaggeration to say that the southern region is an uncivilized land of barbarians. This time I have finally reached a consensus with some of the higher-ups of the ancestral land. In the future, it may be possible for the Beacon Fire Empire to return to the eastern region. This time, we trapped the North Mystic Demon King in the Sunset Mountains and caused many forces to fight for him. It is just a small lesson for the various sections. Your Majesty is wise. The Sunset Mountains. The entire setting Sun Mountain range had been completely and utterly destroyed, leveled to the ground. All the tribes of the North Mystic Demon King, countless demon generals and demon soldiers had been turned into dust. Under the powerful attacks of all the powerful figures, the seriously injured North Mystic Demon King was finally hit after struggling for a long time. Puqi. The black phoenix formed by Dongfang Qin's true qi could shatter a mountain with one claw, and its attack speed was extremely fast. With one claw, it finally pierced through the illusory movement of the North Mystic Demon King and tore his body apart. Boom! The rose-red demon blood brightened the surrounding color. Pieces of it shot out like a hurricane. Roar! The North Mystic Demon King finally let out a miserable howl. Swoosh! The 200-foot-long crystal centipede suddenly shrank, and its body was surrounded by green light as it pierced through the remains of the North Mystic Demon King. Bang! It exploded. The body of the North Mystic Demon King exploded. In the blink of an eye, a bright object that was thousands of times more beautiful than any gem in the mortal world burst out from the shattered body of the North Mystic Demon King. It was a palm-sized crystal. It was close to amber in color, and its entire body was flawless and spotless. It contained countless ancient demon clan runes. Seal script. Pure demon chi was circulating. It was dazzling. The crystal even displayed the ancient demon race nation, along with countless images. There were altars. There were countless powerful figures of the demon race. There were the reproduction and civilization of the demon race. It described the origin and rise and fall of the demon race. Demon Emperor Crystal. North Mystic Demon Emperor Crystal. This is the supreme crystal created by the body of the demon emperor with a pure bloodline. It contains the purest bloodline and energy of the demon race. It's a priceless treasure. Snatch it. This is the essence of the North Mystic Demon King's life. It symbolizes its status in the upper echelons of the demon race and the supreme nobility. All the powerful figures made their moves. The entire world. The sun surged and the divine light flashed. All kinds of ferocious birds and giant beasts formed by true chi began to fight to the death. The supreme sword chi and saber chi, palm imprints, and fist techniques began to collide with each other in a destructive manner. Even the war chariots and ancient savage beasts floating above the palace. They all attacked together. The other super powerful figures who were watching were also ready to attack. Countless divine lights appeared in the sky. Pairs of blazing eyes and torrential rays of light poured down from the sky. What? At this moment, Xiaohan couldn't help but stand up. He only felt that the demon egg in his heart and the demon monarch's palm tattoo on his left arm had established a special connection with the North Mystic Demon Emperor Crystal in the smoke of war in the distance. The demon egg was jumping. The demon monarch's palm tattoo was throbbing. Senior brother Xiaohan, you? The beautiful young woman next to him. She looked up at Xiaohan. Senior brother Xiaohan, this level of battle is no longer something we can participate in. It's not something we can participate in. Senior brother, please sit down so that you won't be attacked by the aftermath of the true chi. Bang. Dongfang Qin's black phoenix exploded the crystal centipede and grabbed the North Mystic Demon Emperor crystal with its sharp claws. Boom. The huge golden foot in the sky stomped down, and the wind and clouds exploded. A golden saber chi instantly pierced through the golden foot. The Big Dipper was spinning and the sword chi was like a tide, invincible in the world. The battle was extremely chaotic. However, an extremely strange thing happened. The North Mystic Demon Emperor Crystal actually dodged the attacks and snatches of all the powerful figures with a small space jump. The next moment, swoosh, this extremely beautiful and dazzling crystal, which represented the bloodline and status of the North Mystic Demon Emperor, flew towards Xiaohan at a speed faster than light. Clang. The North Mystic Demon Emperor Crystal instantly fused into the Demon Monarch's palm tattoo on Xiaohan's left arm and embedded into a groove on the Demon Monarch's palm. Buzz, the demonic light on Xiaohan's left arm flashed and disappeared. This? Xiaohan was shocked. Lifting his head, he saw that the countless experts had stopped their attacks and were all looking at him. Young man from the sect, did you put the North Mystic Demon Emperor Crystal into your true cave? What method did you use? Even I didn't see it clearly. The true Chi realm powerful figure from the Raging Flame sect took a step forward and walked towards Xiaohan. His eyes were filled with endless greed and passion. Hand over the North Mystic Demon Emperor Crystal. This? Xiaohan couldn't help but take a step back. P.S. Thank you everyone for your support and rewards. Thank you, Third Alliance Master Soul Guiding Menjing. I'm extremely grateful. Thank you to all the brothers who supported me. Chapter 100. The North Mystic Demonic Emperor Crystal was coveted by countless mighty ones and they fought tooth and nail for it. Xiaohan, an outsider, somehow managed to obtain it. The scene instantly became extremely quiet. Every almighty had their attention on Xiaohan, including the mysterious supreme experts who had yet to appear. In reality, at this moment, even Xiaohan himself was stunned for a short period of time. I didn't do anything, but I actually obtained the North Mystic Demon Royal Crystal. What's going on? That's right. The culprits must be the demon egg in his heart and the demon monarch's palm tattoo on his left arm. However, I'm afraid the current situation is a little bad. Xiaohan instinctively took a few steps back. Right at this moment, some abstruse and obscure characters of the primordial demon race flashed across Xiaohan's mind. Furthermore, the North Mystic Monarch Beast Crystal had merged with the Monarch Beast's palm tattoo on Xiaohan's left arm in an extremely short period of time, completely becoming a part of Xiaohan's body. Young man, hand over the North Mystic Demon Emperor Crystal. This is a great treasure of the demon race. You won't be able to keep it. Do you understand the principle of treasuring a jade ring a crime? Today, if you don't hand over the North Profound Demon Emperor Crystal, there's a high chance that you will die here. The eyes of the true Qi realm expert from the Raging Flame sect were filled with greed and madness. He approached Xiaohan step by step, the dawn fire around his body burning everything. Qiuhensong, stop right there. If you take another step closer to that youth, don't blame me, Full Star Moon Sword, for not showing mercy. Man Xingyue raised the long sword in his hand, the tip of the sword pointing straight at the back of the true energy realm mighty cultivator from the Blazing Flame clan. The Big Dipper rotated, brewing a murderous aura. Young man, come to my side. With my saber in hand, no one dares to hurt you. Lu Yiming of Octaterra Palace also moved towards Xiaohan. A few heroes from other empires. They exchanged glances with each other. Murderous intent surged from their bodies and they were ready to strike. In the direction of the imperial city, 8 ancient bronze war chariots pulled by 8 wild beasts were also coming towards Xiaohan. In the time it took for a breath, Xiaohan seemed to be in a storm whirlpool, and also like a lone boat swaying and drifting in the raging waves of the sea. At any moment he could be destroyed. A violent pressure. Xiaohan was being pressured from all directions. Damn it. This time he had become the target of public criticism. This North Mystic Demon Emperor Crystal is mine now, but these guys are bullying the weak and trying to snatch it from me? How despicable and filthy. However, I, Xiaohan, have no reason to spit out the things I've eaten. Not only did the pressure not destroy Xiaohan's willpower, it even aroused his anger and indignation. Who dares to bully a disciple of our pure maiden sect? Dongfang Qin roared angrily. The 200 feet long black luan had already flown above Xiaohan's head. Dongfang Qin stood on top of the luan. He looked disdainfully at everyone. The North Mystic Demonic Emperor Crystal has already been obtained by my junior brother Xiaohan. It has an owner now, so who would dare to touch it? That means declaring war on the Pure Cloud sect. My Pure Cloud sect has stood strong for 10,000 years, so we won't cower. At this moment, Dongfang Qin's battle-intent soared and his eyes were like an ancient demonic bird. He swept through the entire field looking very impressive. Endless light shrouded them. He protected Xiaohan. Dongfang Qin, we have nothing to say if you obtain the North Mystic Demon Emperor Crystal. However, this junior brother of yours did not participate in killing the North Mystic Demon Emperor Crystal. He obtained the supreme treasure and cannot convince the masses. Furthermore, his realm is very low, only at the first level of true Qi, which is insignificant. He does not have the magnanimity and virtue to possess the North Mystic Demon Emperor Crystal. Hand it over. Otherwise, this matter will not end well. A demon hero from another empire stepped forward. With every step he took, his aura skyrocketed. Furthermore, his body continued to grow taller. His entire body was covered in golden light and instantly grew to more than 10 feet tall. He looked like a heavenly god and the ground was cracked by his footsteps. Nonsense. Whoever dares to make a move, I, Dongfang Qin, will make them bleed. Die without a burial place. Dongfang Qin was extremely domineering and did not take a step back. Junior brother Xiaohan, don't worry. I will protect you. The sect will protect you. Dongfang Qin, you are not qualified to say such words. Do you think you can stop us by yourself? You overestimate yourself. Forget it. If you insist on doing this, the Pure Rain sect will lose a demon hero. Another demon hero from another empire stepped forward. There was a blood-red palm above his head. It was 20 acres in size and filled with ferocious aura. The palm had 7 fingers and each of them had a ferocious and terrifying kill word on it. Its murderous nature was shocking and it could kill people and ghosts. Young man, as long as you hand over the North Mystic Demon Emperor Crystal, the Empire will guarantee your safety. As for the demon heroes from other empires, there is no possibility of them getting their hands on the North Mystic Demon Emperor Crystal. On the Empire's side, on the 8 ancient bronze chariots, a middle-aged man who was as burly as a mountain and was wearing a general's armor let out a muffled roar. A world of lightning was brewing in his eyes. It was no small matter to produce tens of thousands of lightning when he was angry. At this moment, piff, in the sky, a cluster of white clouds was cut open by the sword Qi. A young man in hemp clothes with his hair tied up and a sword on his back walked out with a majestic gait. Every step he took, a sword Qi lotus bloomed and the sword roared. The space crystal wall was cut by the sharp sword Qi. Feng Ling is here. The most terrifying sword cultivator in the history of the Pure Cloud sect. I also want to see who dares to touch the disciples of my Pure Cloud sect. Fong Ling said indifferently. A ray of light shot out and protected Xiaohan. Junior brother Fong, you're here too. Good, very good. I haven't fought alongside junior brother Fong for a long time. Dong Fangqin smiled and nodded at Fong Ling and senior brother Dong Fong. Fong Ling nodded slightly. Senior brother Fong is here too. The two great demon heroes of my Pure Cloud sect are here. Xiaohan was overjoyed. However, it was hard to say if Fong Ling and Dong Fangqin could stop so many demon heroes in front of them. So, Fong Ling, Dong Fangqin, don't make a mistake. The two of you together are still not enough. Lu Yiming of the Eight Desolate Palace sighed. His eyes flickered with a murderous intent that was ready to make a move. He thought, I should take this opportunity to kill Dong Fangqin and Fong Ling together. From now on, the Pure Cloud sect will never be able to recover. It was even possible for the sect to be removed from the 5 major sects of the Beacon Fire Empire. It's a pity that eldest senior brother is not here. Otherwise, none of these people will survive. Dong Fangqin shook his head with slight regret. Don't talk nonsense. Make your move. Seize the North Profound Demon Emperor Crystal. One of the demon heroes of the other empires could not hold back and made his move. Shockingly, a terrifying gap was torn open in the sky, and a giant golden foot surrounded by divine light suddenly stomped down. It directly stepped on Dong Fangqin and Xiaohan, who was on the ground. Boom, boom, boom. The ground collapsed. Sek. There was only chaos in all directions. How dare you? Dong Fangqin roared, and the black phoenix turned into a ray of light. It directly drilled into the giant golden foot. Puchi, puchi, puchi. The entire giant golden foot cracked like porcelain and shattered into powder in the blink of an eye. Make your move. In the next moment, lightning intertwined, runes were densely covered, and endless light was blazing like the sea. All kinds of demon birds and fierce beasts rushed forward. Xiaohan, Dong Fangqin, Fong Ling. They were surrounded by the whirlpool. The space was in an unstable state of collapse. It was on the verge of collapse. Endless airflow and pressure were squeezing. The other 10 True Qi Realm cultivators of the Pure Rain sect were protecting 3 initial True Qi Realm disciples and 10 inner disciples. They dodged to the side. This level of battle was not something they could participate in. Young Master Ziyu looked deeply at Xiaohan with deep hatred as he thought to himself. Xiaohan, you will die here. The curtains of the fierce battle began. Soon, the 8 True Qi Realm cultivators of the Fenghua Empire royal family. They also joined the battle and besieged Dong Fangqin and Fong Ling. Although Dong Fangqin and Fong Ling had extraordinary combat power, they were outnumbered, and in an instant they were tired of defending. Swoosh! A blazing light directly pushed Xiaohan away from the wings of the Black Luan. Catch that kid. In an instant, dozens of True Qi palms grabbed towards Xiaohan at the same time. These dozens of True Qi palms. All of them were a few acres in size and suffused with the glow of dawn. They were covered in symbols and coiled with rainbows, and they were extraordinary. Dong Fangqin and Fong Ling were besieged by a few foreign heroes and couldn't help Xiaohan. At this moment, gaga gaga, a bone-chilling sinister laughter rang out. In the next moment, a pair of scarlet demonic eyes suddenly opened in the void. Puff, 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 puff. All the True Qi palms were shattered into pieces at the same time. Boundless demonic aura shrouded this area. The wind was howling and everything was in a state of panic. A young man with red eyes walked out of the void. He wore a snow-white robe and was around 25 or 26 years old. His face was as beautiful as jade and his facial features were very delicate. His black hair was scattered casually and each strand was light and agile. He gave people a quiet feeling like a jade tree made of snow. Demon Emperor Qinglin. It's Demon Emperor Qinglin. The world was filled with demonic aura. It penetrated deep into the wood. Every chivalrous hero present was suppressed by this demon. Xiaohan couldn't move in the demonic aura. And, all of you don't move. Otherwise I will start a massacre. Demon Emperor Qinglin smiled gracefully. Whoever moves will die. All the chivalrous heroes looked at each other. They all stopped attacking and moving. They didn't dare to move at all. Demon Emperor Qinglin was at his peak, unlike the severely injured North Mystic Demon Emperor. He was a true demon overlord. His roar could shatter mountains and rivers, and he could shatter space with a single finger. Moreover, Demon Emperor Qinglin was known for his attacks. His demonic saber had the power to destroy the world and had killed countless heroes. Very well. This young man belongs to me. Gaga gaga. After shocking everyone, Demon Emperor Qinglin looked down at Xiao Han and laughed. His demonic aura soared into the sky, causing the clouds to move and the mountains to change color. Damn it, Demon Emperor Qinglin is here. It looks like he's here for me. I can't fall into his hands, or he'll cut my heart open. I'll get the egg. Xiao Han's mind raced. Unfortunately, his body was suppressed by the demonic aura and he couldn't move. Otherwise, his body might be destroyed by the demonic aura. At that moment, Demon Emperor Qinglin, I really don't understand why you risked your life to come to the southern region from the western region. Since you're here, then stay. Die in the southern region just like North Mystic Demon Emperor. Suddenly, a loud battle song was sung. A blazing sun appeared above Demon Emperor Qinglin's head. An ancient god sat in the sun with his eyes closed, brewing the power and dignity to destroy the world. A young man with a face that looked like he was carved out of stone attracted all the light in the world, bathing in the divine fire. He was like an ancient god descending from the sky. He swept across the world. The sun shone down on the world. Every ray of sunlight displayed the rituals of the ancient people. Emperor of Sun, it's you again. Demon Emperor Qinglin roared. You're really haunting me. Demon Emperor Qinglin, since you dared to come, then die here. I've been waiting for you. Do you think we don't know that you've sneaked into the southern region from the western region? A cold voice was heard beside the Emperor of Sunday. The next moment, roar. An ancient dragon roared. It came from the sky. Then the void was torn apart bit by bit, as if some ancient beast was about to come out and descend into the world. Finally, a bone dragon completely shattered the void and appeared in the sky. This was a 300 long bone dragon. Every single bone was densely inscribed with dragon characters, and they were filled with an ancient history and an eternally unchanging aura. Its pressure was deep like an ocean. It was a young man in a yellow robe. He took a step forward. The civilization of the ancient dragon race was brewing in his eyes. His body was bathed in dragon chi, and his every move was filled with irresistible majesty. The world was big, but he could control it. Boom. The 100-feet-long bone dragon suddenly disintegrated and turned into a bone saber. It was held by the young man in the yellow robe. Dragon Bone Divine Saber. Dongfang Qin blurted out. Damn it. Emperor of Sun, Dragon Bone Divine Saber. They're all here. Demon Emperor Qinglin finally showed his deep fear. The next moment, alright, I won't play with you anymore. I'll just take this young man away. What's so fun about the southern region? It's not as good as my western region. Demon Emperor Qinglin grabbed Xiao Han with his right hand. Die. Demon Emperor Qinglin will die here. The Emperor of Sun and the Dragon Bone Divine Saber attacked at the same time. Boom. Inside the blazing sun, the god who was sitting cross-legged suddenly opened his eyes. A ray of sunlight pierced through the heaven and earth and shot out from the god's eyes. Swish. The Dragon Bone Divine Saber slashed out a saber light. The saber light instantly turned into a huge dragon with horns on its head. It swept through the 3,000 great worlds and crushed them. It shook the sun and moon and broke the space. I'm not afraid of you. Demon Emperor Qinglin waved his left hand and the demon saber appeared. A red saber light flashed. The enchanting light seemed to be able to devour everything in the world. All the demons present couldn't help but be pulled towards the saber light. As if they were going to be sucked. Now's the time. Demon Emperor Qinglin resisted the combined attack of Emperor of Sun and the Dragon Bone Divine Saber, causing the demonic aura on Xiao Han to weaken significantly. Suddenly, Xiao Han's body moved and he ran forward for more than 10 feet. Come back. Demon Emperor Qinglin grabbed with his right hand and a demon claw flashed. It instantly grabbed Xiao Han. Endless demonic aura surged into Xiao Han's limbs and bones. Pfft. A mouthful of blood spurted out from Xiao Han's mouth. The next moment, break for me. Xiao Han's body shone with golden light and he suddenly pushed himself. He had already forcefully rushed out of the range of the demon claw. In the blink of an eye, he ran dozens of feet away. I'm angry. Demon Emperor Qinglin was furious. He grabbed Xiao Han again and easily grabbed him. However, at this moment, something strange happened. The moment Demon Emperor Qinglin grabbed Xiao Han's body actually shattered. But it was not Xiao Han's real body, it was an afterimage. In less than a breath's time, Xiao Han had already run more than 10 feet away. As he spat out blood, his entire body turned into a series of afterimages. Demon Emperor Qing Lin grabbed Xiao Han's afterimage several times, but he did not manage to grab Xiao Han's real body. What? Illusory movement? Demon Emperor Qing Lin was shocked. Emperor of Sun and the Dragon Bone Divine Saber exchanged a look and blurted out. Illusory movement. Why did the demonic art of Bei Shen Demon Emperor appear on a human young man? Catch that young man first. Emperor of Sun made a decision. Something's wrong. When that young man used illusory movement, there was demonic aura coming out of him. Catch him. The Dragon Bone Divine Saber also said. But at this moment Xiao Han had already disappeared. No one knew where he had gone. Go after him. Demon Emperor Qing Lin, Emperor of Sun, and the Dragon Bone Divine Saber. They shouted at the same time. At the same time the other monster warriors also got ready to catch Xiao Han. However, enough. Why do you have to force a young man of my pure cloud sect? Endless white clouds appeared in the eastern sky, and it was drizzling. A young man in an azure shirt walked out from the depths of the white clouds. He gave off a misty feeling and no one could tell where he was going next. There was no true chi around him as he walked in the sky. Accompanying him. His temperament was ethereal, like the clear moonlight under the tranquil flowing water. White clouds floated in his left eye, and drizzling rain fell in his right eye, gentle and lingering. Emperor of Sun, Dragon Bone Divine Saber, long time no see. The young man in an azure shirt said lightly. Sect Master. Greetings, Sect Master. Dongfang Qin and Fang Ling were the leaders of the Pure Cloud sect. All the disciples bowed respectfully. The Sect Master of Pure Cloud sect had arrived. Enough, don't force my disciple anymore. Or else I will take action. Kill his entire sect, the Sect Master said lightly. Damn it. Emperor of Sun's eyes twitched. Your disciple has demonic aura on him. We have to catch him. Emperor of Sun, I haven't fought with anyone for a long time. But Xiao Han is my disciple and he is pure and kind. He is definitely not a demon. I've said before, if anyone dares to say anything about capturing him, I will kill his entire sect. Great Son of Heaven, you can give it a try. The Sect Master smiled lightly. In an instant, his aura surged and in the blink of an eye, it turned from calm to dazzling. Divine light and sunset surged. Lingering wind, clouds and thunder. Dragon and tiger, all sorts of anomalies were activated. His gaze became overbearing and he was almost invincible. Hey you guys can argue, I will take my leave first. Demon Emperor Qing Lin smiled sinisterly and was about to escape. Demon Emperor Qing Lin, the southern region is not a place you can come and go as you please. It's hard to kill you, but go back to the western region. The Sect Master waved his sleeve. There was no true chi. However, Demon Emperor Qing Lin spat out a mouthful of blood, and his demonic aura weakened. He turned into a beam of demonic light and disappeared instantly. You demons. I will kill you one by one. I will definitely kill you all. It's very difficult to kill a demon emperor. If Demon Emperor Qing Lin fights to the death, his demonic blade is enough to kill most of the people here. The Sect Master smiled gently. Letting him escape with injuries is the best outcome. Emperor of Sun, Dragon Bone Divine Blade, what do you think? Well, you are a Sect Master level magnate, a senior demon on the demon hero ranking. You never show yourself. Why are you here? Why are you here today? Emperor of Sun was furious. For my disciple. The Sect Master smiled elegantly. Oh, you might be stronger than us and your ranking on the demon hero ranking is higher than ours, but you can't do whatever you want. You have to give us an explanation for what happened today. The Dragon Bone Divine Blade roared unwillingly. Your disciple used the Demon Emperor Bei Shen's natal demonic skill, illusory movement. You can't protect him from such a thing. Wu, that young man took the Demon Emperor crystal by accident. It's already very strange. He clearly used illusory movement just now. Don't tell me that you taught him this cultivation technique. There's no such cultivation technique in the human race. That's the Demon Emperor Bei Shen's natal demonic skill. If you try to protect him, you will also be destroyed. The Sect Master pondered. According to what I know, there are some demon heroes among the countless demon heroes who have very special fighting techniques. They can command the demon race to fight. Some of them even kept demon servants. Xiao Han accidentally triggered the Demon Emperor Bei Xian's natal demonic skill. He doesn't deserve to die. But he's not a demon hero. The Dragon Bone Divine Blade roared. Anyway, you can't go after him for now. Otherwise I will kill you. I won't protect him in the future either. I hope he can participate in the Demon Hero Challenge in 2 years. If he can become a demon hero, everything will be solved. The sect master said seriously. You won't protect him after today? Emperor of Sun asked. If I keep protecting him, he will never become a demon hero. Let him go. The sect master looked at the sky far away. If he can survive these 2 years, he might become the new demon hero of our cloud sect. Chapter 101. Wu Fu is famous for protecting his own people as expected. The great Re-Heavenly Emperor's eyes were like the sun god's, emitting a terrifying light. I, the great Re-Heavenly Emperor, promise not to pursue that young man for a short period of time. However, this is a serious matter. That young man has the secrets of the demon race. We have to investigate it thoroughly. I hope that you, Wu Fu, will keep your promise and let go of this matter after today. Wu Fu, although that young man escaped by activating illusory illusion, he suffered a part of the aftermath of our battle with Demon Emperor Qinglin. It is still unknown whether he can survive. Maybe you will have to collect his corpse soon. The Dragon Bone Saint Blade muttered angrily. These two were unruly demons. This time they were suppressed by the sect master. Their hearts must be filled with resentment. After saying a few harsh words, the great Re-Heavenly Emperor and the Dragon Bone Saint Blade turned into 2 rays of light and flew away. The other chivalrous Taoists present also fled in all directions. The soldiers of the Fire Beacon Empire quietly returned to the Imperial City. At the foot of the destroyed Luo Ri mountain range, only the people of the Pure Rain sect were left. Sect Master. Dong Fangqin and Fang Ling walked to the side of the sect master. Dong Fangqin said in a low voice. Sect Master, this time junior brother Xiao Han is in big trouble. The North Xian Demon Emperor Crystal is the most precious treasure of the demon race. We, the demons, can exchange it for endless resources. Even a peerless divine book is not impossible. Junior brother Xiao Han will be in trouble because of his wealth. He will be coveted by the whole world. Once the people here today spread the news, I'm afraid that junior brother Xiao Han will have no place in this big world. The sect master smiled indifferently. He asked back. Dong Fangqin, Fang Ling, what do you think of Xiao Han? He suddenly triggered the North Xian Demon Emperor's natal demon technique. It is indeed suspicious. Sect master, disciple thinks that junior brother Xiao Han and the demon race. There should be no relationship. Disciple has traveled the world for 100 years and killed countless demons with my own hands. Disciple can distinguish between good and evil. Dong Fangqin said decisively. Xiao Han is a good young man. Fang Ling was a man of few words. The sect master put his hands behind his back. His left eye was like the clouds and right eye was like the rain. It's useless for the Pure Rain sect to protect Xiao Han. If the people from the Yaoxiao Pagoda find out about it, it will be no small matter. Even the main sect could not protect Xiao Han. He could only become a swordsman. Only then can we resolve this crisis. Then, sect master, should we protect junior brother Xiao Han secretly? Dong Fangqin asked in a low voice. Why don't you personally search for junior brother Xiao Han's whereabouts? Let's secretly send junior brother Xiao Han back to the Pure Cloud sect and protect him. Secretly train them. The sect master looked at the clouds in the sky and said in a calm tone. The East. Fang Ling, from today onwards, you're not allowed to interfere with Xiao Han's business, and you're not allowed to look for or help him in secret. In these 2 years, I hope that he can rely on his own ability to survive and become stronger. 2 years later at the Hex trial, our sect will let him represent the Pure Cloud sect. Every time the Devil Hero tryouts are held, there will be countless young masters from ancient countries and tribes of the Great Wilderness. The death rate is extremely high. If we hide Xiao Han in the Pure Cloud sect, we will be able to defeat him. No matter how he was trained, he was bound to die in the cruel and ruthless Hex preliminaries 2 years later. It's better to let him go out on his own. Let's go. Back to the sect. This time we have 3 true Chi State disciples. It's a good thing. The sect master left on the cloud. In an instant, all the disciples of the Pure Cloud sect left. In the palace of the Beacon Fire Empire. In the Golden Throne Room. The emperor was having a discussion with the officials. The atmosphere was tense. If they were discussing military matters. Your Majesty, I didn't expect that the North Mystic Demon King crystal would be obtained by a young man from the Pure Cloud sect. That young man was at the level 1 true chi state and was unknown. But it was very strange. Not only did he snatch the treasure from the hands of the heroes, but he also had demonic aura on him that could trigger the Demon King's natal demonic art. Your Majesty, this is not a trivial matter, said a general in bright armor with a world of lightning brewing in his eyes. I know. The Emperor's eyes were bright. In fact, the most bizarre thing about this whole incident is that Demon King Qinglin risked being surrounded by countless devil heroes to sneak into the southern region from the western region. He did not do it to save the North Mystic Demon King. When the North Mystic Demon King was on the verge of death, Demon King Qinglin did not do anything. I'm guessing that Demon King Qinglin is here for the young man from the Pure Cloud sect. All of you should know that a Demon King would not leave its lair easily. There must be a secret or treasure that is worth risking his life for. A piece of North Mystic Demon Emperor crystal is not worth Demon Monarch Qinglin's precious life. Your Majesty, are you saying that the young man has a secret that is more precious and important than the North Mystic Demon King? Asked one of the officials. Yes, Your Majesty, I saw it with my own eyes. Demon King Qinglin used demonic aura to control the young man and had the chance to kill him. But he obviously wanted to capture the young man alive, said one of the generals who participated in the battle. It seems that the young man has a shocking secret. Pass down my order. Put a bounty on that young man. All the devil heroes of the imperial family are to move out together. We must capture the young man before the other forces find him. Dig 3 feet into the ground and find the young man, dead or alive. There must be no mistakes. The Emperor's voice was loud and clear. With the power of life and death in his hands, nobody in the world disobeyed him. I'm very interested in the secrets that high-level demons such as Qinglin covet even at the risk of their lives. Yes, Your Majesty. Xiao Han was running for his life. He had never been in such a precarious situation, where life and death were only a matter of a single breath. It was hopeless. The hot potato that was the North Mystic Demonic Emperor crystal was obtained by Xiao Han out of nowhere. Then the appearance of the demon clan's mighty figure, Qinglin Demon Emperor, forced Xiao Han to expose his demonic aura. At this moment Xiao Han was severely injured. Even though he managed to escape from Demon King Qinglin's clutches, he was still a powerful being after all. He could pluck the stars and moon from the sky and shatter mountains with his roar. After withstanding the repercussions of the attacks from the Great Re-Emperor, the Dragon-Bone Saint Blade, and the Demon Emperor Qinglin, even though he was lucky enough to escape, Xiao Han was still heavily injured. If not for the indestructible golden body forcefully restoring Xiao Han's severely damaged vitality, he would have already collapsed. Furthermore, in his dazed and almost unconscious state, Xiao Han understood that he had become the target of everyone. After the sudden change, not only did Demon King Qinglin want to capture him, but countless human demons would also swarm over. The situation could not be worse. I, Xiao Han, don't want to be captured and have my heart dug out. I don't want to fall into the hands of Demon King Qinglin. Xiao Han's life force was exhausted. Finally, he saw stars before his eyes, and he felt the world spin around him. His entire body felt dizzy and he really wanted to fall down and fall asleep. I can't fall here. Otherwise, I will fall into a state of eternal damnation. Xiao Han forcefully took a breath and continued to run. At this moment, I don't know how many humans and demons are chasing me, but I, Xiao Han, want to live. I can't die like this. In front of him was a raging river. It blocked Xiao Han's path. The waves were turbulent and the turbid waves were tumbling. Xiao Han jumped into the river without hesitation. The remaining true chi in his body allowed Xiao Han to activate the spirit tortoise style, sealing his eyes, ears, nose, pulse, and breathing. The current of the river washed Xiao Han downstream. I didn't expect the North Mystic Demon King crystal to be refined by the Demon Monarch's palm tattoo and embedded into the groove. Some demon words flowed into my mind, allowing me to master the Demon Monarch's natal demonic technique and move like an illusion. The so-called move like an illusion is an extremely ingenious technique. Can be said to be a strange movement technique. With just a slight movement of my body, I can create countless afterimages and mirror images, making it impossible to lock onto the real body. I can only use the demonic power contained in my demon veins to execute the move like an illusion. It can provide enough energy for the North Mystic Demon King crystal. However, the Demon Monarch's palm tattoo on my left arm. I only awakened 8 demon veins, so I can't execute the highest realm of move like an illusion. At its peak, the North Mystic Demon King could teleport 1,000 miles with just a slight movement of its body. It was unpredictable, but it consumed too much demonic power. Just now, in order to escape from Demon Monarch Qinglin's hands, I used up all the demonic power stored in my 8 demon veins. The limit is that I could move 100 feet in an instant. This time, if I'm lucky enough to survive, I must hunt a large number of demons and continuously awaken my demon veins. In the future, I will be able to execute the highest realm of move like an illusion. Then, no one will be able to kill me easily. At the foot of a lush mountain, on a lowland filled with flowers and trees, dozens of flood dragon horses were tied in the forest. There was also a luxurious carriage pulled by 4 flood dragon horses. On a lowland near a river. The river was calm and it was downstream of a tributary. The water was shallow and pebbles and small fish and prawns could be seen in the water. On the lowland that was covered with green grass, there was a crude altar made of stones. There was a nameless god enshrined inside. There were dozens of young girls dressed in silk and satin, looking respectful. Some of them were holding bamboo baskets. They took out 3 offerings from the bamboo baskets and placed them neatly in front of the altar. They lit incense and candles. In addition, there were a few martial artists guarding the forest. They were all true Qi realm martial artists. Your Highness, it's ready. You can pay your respects now. 2 beautiful young girls dressed in scarlet walked with light steps and helped a girl dressed in light yellow out of the carriage. This girl was around 17 or 18 years old. She was tall and slender with eyes and temperament. There was a kind of aloof and delicate air about her. One look and one could tell that she had been in a high position for a long time. She was extremely beautiful. The crescent moon was like a beautiful woman. Her clothes were not complicated and she did not wear too many pearls and jades. However, her whole person seemed to be overflowing with color. Her black hair was like a waterfall, her skin was smooth and creamy, her breath was like an orchid, her hands were soft and gentle, and her face was like a beautiful flower. She turned around and walked, just like a willow shaking the flowers and smiling at the beginning of its first bloom. Her black eyebrows spread out and her green hair was thick with spring smoke. However, at this moment, the corner of her eyes revealed a deep worry. It was heartbreaking. She walked to the front of the altar and her expression became extremely pious. She gently knelt on the praying mat that had been prepared, put her hands together and looked at the maids around her. She smiled lightly. All right. Li Luo Binglan, you leave first. Yes, Your Highness. The maids respectfully retreated step by step. At this time, the girl kowtowed to the god and said in a low voice, God above, my daughter Mo Hen has heard from the common people that although you are not famous, you have a great magical power that blesses the world. Deliver all living beings from suffering. Mo Hen has come to pay her respects. Marrying her off to a foreign country was not her original intention. I don't know if I can return to my homeland in my lifetime. Mo Hen has asked father for permission many times, begging father to exempt me from marrying to a foreign country. However, father has made up his mind. God above, although my daughter Mo Hen is in the royal family, I have been lonely since childhood. I hope. Suddenly the girl's face turned red and she hesitated for a long time. Only then did she continue to speak with a mosquito-like voice, I pray for God's blessing to send down a strong man who will fall in love with Mo Hen and protect Mo Hen for a lifetime, so that Mo Hen will not marry into a foreign country and suffer from homesickness. I am willing to give up glory and wealth, give up the princess position and be a common person. After that, the girl kowtowed a few more times. Very pious. At this time, Your Highness, there is a person. There is a man. A maid screamed. The other maidservant continued. Your Highness, there is a man who floated down from the river upstream. It seems to be a dead person. Ah? The girl was startled and lost her composure. She looked at the nameless god enshrined in the shrine and immediately stood up. At this time, on the riverbank, a few true Qi realm martial artists had already fished out a corpse that had floated down from the river upstream. The maids were shocked and frightened as they watched from the side. The girl hurriedly walked up, and a few personal maids hurriedly came over to support her. Let me see. The girl said anxiously. Your Highness, it is a male corpse. It is better if you don't look at it. It is not good to be hit by ghosts. A maid with almond eyes and peach cheeks hurriedly advised. No matter. Let me see. The girl's voice was slightly agitated. Finally, the girl saw the male corpse. It was a young face with sharp edges. The face was like that of a normal person, not like a corpse. The whole body did not seem swollen. The eyes were slightly closed, not moving an inch. How is it a corpse? It is obviously a living person. The girl immediately said. Your Highness, he's not even breathing. One of the maidservants said weakly. In the next moment, a true Qi realm martial artist waved his right hand, and a ray of light enveloped the male corpse, carefully examining it inch by inch. Very quickly. The forehead of this true Qi realm martial artist was covered with fine beads of sweat. Left guard. Oh, how is it? The girl said with a trembling voice. Your Highness. This is really strange. The true Qi realm martial artist frowned. His pulse and breathing have stopped, but there is still a slight heartbeat. If it wasn't for this humble one expending true Qi to examine his vitality inch by inch, I would not have been able to discover this slight heartbeat. Your Highness, perhaps he is not dead, but it is extremely likely that he is heavily injured. Your Highness has always been kind and has a soft heart. Let's just bury this male corpse on the spot. The other true Qi realm martial artist was an old man with a kind countenance. When he looked at the girl, his eyes were filled with the doting and protection of an elder looking at a junior. Uncle Hu, didn't the left guard say earlier that there is still a heartbeat? Perhaps he is not dead yet. How can we bury him? Wouldn't that be disregarding human life? The girl turned her head to look at the unknown god in the shrine, then turned to look at the male corpse, and gritted her teeth. Bring him back. Ah? The servant girls and true Qi realm guards present were all stunned. Yes, bring him back. Uncle Hu, left guard, I'll have to trouble the two of you to carry him to my carriage. Be careful and don't injure him again. The girl said anxiously. Also, everyone must keep this matter a secret. Don't tell anyone and don't tell Imperial Father. Imperial Father is busy with the affairs of the country, and this kind of small matter there's no need to tell. After pausing for a moment, the girl said faintly. Actually, it's not important whether or not I tell Imperial Father. Imperial Father hasn't come to see me for a very, very long time. The two true Qi realm martial artists looked at each other, then carefully used true Qi to envelop the male corpse, and placed it into the carriage. So many princesses and princes, but the kindest one is the 17th princess. Yes, we've watched the 17th princess grow up. She is intelligent, gentle, and honest. But we didn't expect that she would marry far away to the Eastern Territory. I don't know what His Majesty is thinking. Isn't this forcing the 17th princess to her death? Alright, don't talk nonsense. The journey to the Eastern Territory this time is long, and we must be careful on the way. We must protect the princess thoroughly. When we arrive at the Eastern Territory, if anyone dares to be disrespectful to the 17th princess and offend the princess, we'll risk our lives and fight it out with him. What? What 17th princess? What marrying far away? Eastern Territory? Xiao Han was in a daze and he heard someone talking beside his ear, but he could only hear a few words. Moreover, he felt that his body was being moved by someone. But he was already powerless to wake up. Sleep for a while more. I can stand up. That you're tuning in to the Han Li's Wuxia Adventures YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.